Can we throw one down, man? Can we throw one ball?
All right. Dak has played like ass today.
What the hell, Dak? Put
Wow.
Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game. You gonna play like ass, Dak? Put Cooper in the game.
Okay.
Put Cooper in the game. God,
Yeah.
What was that, Dak? What was that? What was that? What was that? I need Cooper.
I'm going to say,
He was throwing directly to the defense.
I feel like that guy.
That was directly to the
I
defense.
feel like
Who was
that
throwing
guy
to?
right now.
Who was
I have to
giving
say
the
it.
ball? Who was that?
Terrible game by Dak Prescott.
Ah, Dak.
That was a stupid throw.
I
think you need it.
Stupid throw. What a bad play. Stupid throw. Stupid throw.
Make sure you
Put Cooper in the game.
No.
Now you about to give him a touchdown. You giving him a touchdown.
Oh my God, it's only 5:30 left.
This game is over. It's over.
Can we throw one down, man? Can we throw one ball?
All right. Dak has played. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a good evening. I see Tay Cowboys. What's up, Tay? And, of course, I see Help Me, Rhonda. What's up, lovely Rhonda Sparks? Janet Rogers. What's up, Janet? Nice to see you tonight. And Joseph Heatherly, how are you doing, man? And there's Alicia Morgan. What's up, Alicia? Oh, man, Crazy Corvette. How's everybody doing? Lord Nova, thanks for coming over. And, of course, we have our resident, Twins Digga. What's going on, Twins Digga? Put Cooper Rush in the game. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Meltdown. You know, it happens to all of us, you know, because we're passionate about the games. We are. Kyler Murray is down already. Oh, and he's down. When I say down, non-contact. Oh, I think that's a knee. Oh, his right leg buckled. It kind of buckled there. Oh. Kyler Murray, it looks like his right leg buckled. That might be an ACL. Damn. Starting off pretty bad here. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a great day. Monday, it has been crazy. I like this better than Odell. Well, at least we're not saying, you know, maybe he'll be ready at the end of the month. You know, at least he hasn't been beat down for the last 2 years or so because he hasn't played. Dallas Cowboy girl, what's up? Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about something here while we're on a commercial break here. I've been procrastinating like a mother humper and finally getting stuff together because we play the Commanders at that toxic waste dump, FedEx Field, and we're getting together for the tailgate. Now, here's the deal. I put out a video, and also in the community tab, there's a link. The way we're doing this, and let me show you guys something here, because I've already seen Slab Bulkhead, who's come through and basically already said that, oh, you can get those tickets for $60 or so, or you could have got those tickets for $60 a couple of weeks ago or something like that. Some bullshit. So the section we are in, club level 325, okay? And let me be clear here. You do not need to go ahead and get tickets through me. You don't. Get tickets however you want to do. And as far as the tailgate goes, we're not charging for the tailgate. However, what we're saying is, you know, I'm buying tons of food and people eat. If you want to make a donation, and I appreciate the donations to help cover the cost. Last year, I bought about 100 pounds of chicken wings. We had brisket. We had pulled pork. I think we cooked 14 pork shoulders. We had the burgers. We had chilies. We had a big Dallas Cowboy birthday cake for Gina's daughter and things. So if you look up on SeatGeek, this is the section right here that we're talking about, $325, and you see the price on that for the tickets is $236 each, or $261 as you go down in there. Now we're all in that section. Okay, all in that section. The price of the tickets is $199. Okay, $199, and there's no fees. When you go to SeatGeek, they're putting $50 fee on top of it. Let me say it again. When you see $236, when you check out, it's going to be $286. Kyler Murray is being carted off, his leg buckled without contact. So if you want to get your tickets elsewhere, you already got your tickets, that's cool. We will be in Red Zone Lot. Here's the opportunity to be in the same section with us that we were in last year. So Kyler Murray, first run of the game, leg buckles. This is on the 8th. There's my man, Michael Ward. Michael, it's on the 8th of January. The time is still to be determined because the NFL is going to be flexing it in or out of the game. But last year I think we sold 82 tickets, and we had about 200 people at the tailgate. So we'll be having the barbecue subs. We had 3 of those last year. I had 100 pounds of chicken wings last year we cooked. Kyler Murray, it didn't look good. I'm talking ACL, guys. I'm talking ACL on that one for Kyler Murray. It did not look good. He ran and his leg buckled up underneath of him. Wow. But they end up having who's the quarterback for him now? Okay, Clement with the big play. Jackson boy, what's up? My son and I are the Ward family. Wow, dude. You gonna come to the tailgate? Shout out to you, bro. That will be fantastic. I would love to see that happen. Like I said, if you can get, here's the good thing about the club level seats on it is, look, let me say this. There's not a lot good at FedEx Field. Let's be clear here. FedEx Field stinks. But at least with club level, you have access to the club concourse, which is heated. And so if it is cold out there, you can go out into the club level and stay warm. We will have patio heaters outside of the stadium where we have our tailgate. Last year, we ended up having, excuse me, about 50 people stay outside and watch the game, tailgate, eating chicken wings and pulled pork. So you don't have to necessarily go to the game. Colt McCoy, well, I'll be damned. Former Washington Commander as well as other teams. What is my camera doing?
I don't know how many he won this season.
Oh, that's what it's doing. Oh, it's filming the, okay. Angelica Barone, what's up, Angelica? I'm almost finished with your Prince too, girl. I just put another coat on. Hang on for 1 second. I got to adjust the sound level for something real quick. Okay, Colt McCoy coming out, throwing some dimes right now. He's got the Cardinals moving against New England here. Colt McCoy, I didn't realize it either that Colt McCoy was still playing. So if you're just tuning in, shout out to everybody who was here. I see Eastside Herald showing up. Way to be a man, Eastside. We appreciate you being here. And Philadelphia, I do have to reinstate your thing here, and I'll do that in just a second. But if you're just tuned in, Kyler Murray on a run, he literally just kind of did a little bit of a juke, planted his right leg, and it looked like it buckled. No contact whatsoever. He went out, and he was carted off. Colt McCoy is now playing for the Cardinals. They've driven all the way down the field, and they just missed the field goal. So that is bad news if you're the Cardinals. It's just been a bad year for Kyler Murray. He got the big payday, but this season has been terrible, and I mean terrible for Kyler Murray, and it seems like the Cardinals are snake bitten. To have Colt McCoy coming out throwing some dimes and looking real good, then all of a sudden, boom, they missed the field goal. It's definitely going to be one of those nights. Now, for us, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but the Cowboys have signed T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton. And you know what? I'm sitting here wondering why the Cowboys didn't think about signing T.Y. Hilton before, because he's been out there last year and this year. It seems like the Cowboys, for me, and maybe I'm crazy, it seems like the Cowboys are that bad student that always waits till the last moment to do anything. You know what I mean? You know you've got the final exam tomorrow and you're studying, you're just beginning to start studying right now. In which case you're half-assing the test. You've got a paper that's due and you're going to turn around and say the dog ate it. Well, we waited till the last moment to try and get a deal with Brandon Cooks, right? You remember when Dak Prescott's contract, the last day they were trying to get it done and couldn't get it done before the deadline. You're now talking to, Odell Beckham Jr. and the Cowboys are saying that this doesn't change. Getting T.Y. Hilton doesn't change them pursuing Odell, and that's still in the works. But I think this is more of trying to save faith, and that's why they're still saying that, oh, well, he's still part of the mix. That's some bull jive. I'm tired and I'm done with Odell Beckham Jr. The thing that's crazy is, and I want to, I'll have to go back in my emails and get it. But somebody had sent me, and I think he also was ordering 2 Joe Bardys, but he had sent me the statistics of Dak Prescott since the last time, since he came back from injury. Damian French, damn. I got my Jason Witten Butcher Block. It looks awesome, man. My wife loves it as well. Oh, thank you so much. Well, shout out to Damian French with a big super chat. And we're going to be doing another drawing here in just a few. We'll get a few names in the hopper, but appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy that, buddy. Definitely happy that you like that. But the funny thing is, if you look at Josh Allen, who people are saying could be a MVP, his statistics are a lot worse than Dak's. And he's had a lot more interceptions and less touchdowns than Dak has in that time. But nobody talks about how bad Josh Allen's playing. Oh, I'm looking at, oh, man. Wow. They said when Kyler got to the locker room, he put the towel over his head and was just crying. And you know, when you're a player, when that thing rips. Eastside Herald, do I know what you could do with $50? I'm afraid to ask Eastside what you would do with $50. I hope that you would say, I'm going to save 10% of it and then use the rest of it to take care of your other needs. If you could just save 10%, okay? 10%, and just keep doing that. By the time you're ready to retire, you'll be in great shape. All right, so we got New England moving the ball. But Josh Allen is playing like ass and has a worse record than Dak, but nobody trashes him like on a regular like Dak Prescott. They've gone through and lost games in overtime or sneaked through with some other games, and that's like, oh, great. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, you would think we lost the game. You got more flack for the Cowboys winning against the Texans than you had for Tom Brady losing a game, getting blown out by San Francisco, and a guy playing his second start. The Cowboys got more flack for winning a game than Tampa Bay did and Minnesota for losing to the Lions combined. It's freaking ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. I can understand, and I'm not happy, trust me. I'm not happy that we did not play well. But I look at it and say there's going to be times when we don't play well, like everybody, okay? Like everybody. But I tell you what, the last defensive stand, for them to go ahead, bounce pass in the air, okay. for them to man the F up, and stop them. And then for Dak Prescott and the offense to march 98 yards down the field spoke a lot to the resiliency of the team. I know people will say, the hell with Dak, he's not the one. Well, I'm going to ask you then who's your quarterback right now? Who's your quarterback? Because we been talking about Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott can't hold his jockstrap. What's Russell Wilson doing? Right? Well, Todd, here's the thing I'll say about T.Y. Hilton, though. One thing about the Cowboys is they don't sign a lot of guys. And we know that they're bargain basement shoppers. But I dare say that most of the guys that they have signed have been able to play a role for the team. They've been able to get guys that people, whenever they sign anybody, every Cowboy fan out there is like, oh, geez, who's this bum? They don't care about what. Tell me you have not heard that with everybody. Dante Fowler, I think he's got 5 sacks already this year, playing a great role for us. Anthony Barr. Okay, Anthony Barr, another guy we got for $2 million. When we got Malik Hooker, when we got a hooker, right? People were like, oh, man, he's coming off injury. He's a bum. They keep finding guys. And Jason Peters even. Jason Peters saved our ass yesterday. So, I'm not ready to poo-poo the guy. I'm not ready to. Let me see, because the Cowboys have been pretty spot on in getting these inexpensive role-playing guys that have done some damage. So, trust the process. Trust the process. The only reason Eagles beat the Cowboys is because Dak didn't play that game. It's just true. I have to agree with that. So that's my thoughts there early on with the T.Y. Hilton. I'm glad that we signed him. I will say maybe he's not as fast as he used to be, but he's not coming off an ACL injury that he's got to finish rehabbing and recovering, where you look and say, we hope that he'll be ready, early January when the playoffs start, but there's no guarantee. In case you guys didn't notice, we're almost middle of December right now. Middle of December. And he's not ready to do workouts. Oh, I guess I could put the scoreboard up, can't I? So that's where we are with this right now. So, again, take it as you will. It doesn't matter that the Cowboys are the most polarizing team in the NFL. There he is. Let me say right now, for all you mother humpers out there that enjoy your holidays and getting your presents and everything else, you need to thank this man right here and all of his brethren out there, because rain, sleet, or snow, they're getting that shit to you all, and they don't get thanked enough. Okay? So here's what you need to do, because I do this every year, man. I get myself a little envelope, and I address it to the mailman, and I put a few dollars in it and say thank you. Okay? Do that shit for your mailman.
But you'd be surprised.
Oh, man.
You'd be surprised.
No, you got people out there going in the mailbox to see if you did that for the mailman and steal his money. But seriously,
you'd be surprised at the people who don't acknowledge nothing. I don't
we would be screwed without the postal service. I ain't gonna lie to you, and especially this time of year, because I know how much shit that I send. And when I do one of the big butcher blocks like we send to Damien French and stuff, and to think that that's gonna get shipped out to say California, for like $25. If it weren't for the postal service or UPS or FedEx, how the hell is that getting there? You gonna deliver that shit?
Any given day, FedEx, UPS, they're all at our dock. We deliver their packages too. There's a lot of the smart delivery, they call it. You order something with the free shipping. They do 90% of the work, and they dump it off to us, and then we deliver
the final leg
the last mile. So we're all, even though we're separate, we're all the same. We're all out there.
I appreciate you being here, because I know you're worn out because you've got them extra long days and stuff.
It really wasn't too bad today, but by the time I come home, I got to take a shower, and then I got to get ready for our show. So, but I had a cup of coffee, so I feel pretty good.
I could have used a cup of coffee because when you text me, I've been in the works. I got so much stuff going on.
I thought you were on the road.
No, I'm going to be. That's tomorrow. I've had some cabinets I need to build for the rental property so I can get it done. And found out I got the inspection on Wednesday afternoon, so I've got to get the cabinets put in there, build the countertop, get the sink set, and make sure it works, and some other stuff. So I need to get out of here early. And I found out the engineer for the power company is supposed to go over to the red brick house so they can get the power stuff squared away or get me on the schedule.
I have to check that out. How far up the road is the red brick house? Was that a couple hours up?
About 2 hours and about 2 hours and a half. 2 hours 15 minutes. Loyal Cowboys. I told you earlier in the year that we would sign T.Y. You know, the thing is it would have been nice if they had signed him before. This is
Who's that?
With T.Y. Hilton. You know, it's not like the Cowboys haven't seen that we've had a need at wide receiver and that he hasn't been out there. You know, that would have been one of those low-risk signings because nobody was running down his door.
Well, this is one of those situations where they're just really circling back. Mm-hmm. They ran their mouth. My only problem with this whole thing is everybody ran their mouth about OBJ before doing any real research that the dude is not even close to playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main problem. They still may sign him next year or in the offseason, but he ain't going to help anybody this year.
But quite frankly, though, you look at his numbers over the last few years, he's been going downhill since his rookie year. Shout out to Paulo Bettis.
He wanted to land a contract for 3 years on an annual of 20.
20. It's like, dude, are you crazy?
It wasn't going to happen. Now, he may go in spite and sign with somebody. You know, if he signs with the Eagles, that's what they're saying now, that he may sign with the Eagles. He won't be ready until the Super Bowl. I mean, I think that would be stupid for them. Maybe for the playoff game, but listen, they had brought in T.Y. Hilton in the offseason, and he's coming off a major injury.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but he hasn't played since 2019.
Right. So, and they worked him out on the field. So it's not like they're just looking at film. They worked him out. They liked what they saw. It's a depth piece, so we'll see. It can't hurt, right?
Right. I mean, okay, as opposed to Odell Beckham Jr., who's talking about wanting a long-term deal, you sign for a few games. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you didn't lose but a couple $1 million, which is chump change. Yep. It's not like Brandon Cooks, where had we signed Brandon Cooks and it would have been, taking up his salary and giving up draft picks and so on. So that to me was like a low-risk type of a deal right there. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Let me pull this on over here for the top corner for people. This is from Kyle, I think, sent this to me earlier today. This is okay. I'll be honest. I lost my religion yesterday. When Dak threw the interception, I was just like, stupid throw. Shout out.
I was watching you because I didn't have the game.
Oh, my God. Shout out to Rashid, because here's what's crazy. And you mentioned it on your show. I had given Rashid Rowdy when they were getting their ass handed to him and put a blanket on it. And, as soon as that interception happened, Rashid comes over and he hands me Rowdy and puts him in my lap. And there it was. The defense holds them for 4 plays.
You're crying.
I was like, stupid.
Yeah, I know. That was funny.
What a bad throw.
Yeah.
And they held him. And it was like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
And then here it is.
I didn't see any of it. I still haven't.
Okay, but literally,
I'll be watching it.
Shout out to DeMarcus Lawrence, because he had the final play that stopped it. But to get the ball on the 2-yard line after the shit sandwich game that we had, Dak was 6 of 7, and the one that was not completed was actually a touchdown pass. They just didn't hold it long enough on there.
Yeah.
But he was 6 of 7 for 81 yards, had a 9-yard run and a 6-yard run in there. The only other yards that he did not have anything to do with was Zeke Elliott's 2 yards for the touchdown. Now, that was a shitty game. We played like ass in all defense. 3 phases.
Yeah. Without that defensive stop, though, none of that can happen.
Agreed.
That was the big
big deal.
I mean, come on now. How many times? I'd say 9 out of 10 times if that happens, we lose. Like
We always do.
we give up a touchdown.
So
It's just unbelievable that we held them out of the end zone.
right
But
now,
that's
you
why they're a
can't
1-10
see
team.
this. So this is what Kyle sent to me. He said the last 7 games, overrated and overpaid. Dak Prescott is 14 TDs, 8 interceptions. I'm not saying by any stretch of imagination that Dak's having a great season or anything else, but has had 1,713 yards, 71.2% completion percentage, 7.9 yards per attempt, and a 101 passer rating with 6-1 as a starter. Right?
Right.
We look at Josh Allen, 9 TDs, 7 interceptions, right?
Yeah.
1,573 yards, 60% completion percentage, 6.8 yards per attempt, an 82 passer rating, and a 5-2 in that same time. And he's in the MVP conversation.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute.
With J-Ron
It's like, wait a minute. How is that possible?
Yeah, it's not. It's what we always say. We need to be. We need to be way better than anybody else to get to get any praise. But just like J-Ron Curse came out and said, any one of these other teams that come out and they
come from behind and all that. It's a great win.
That's what good teams do. You play an ugly game and you end up getting a W. Because like I was telling Phil, I didn't see the whole game. I saw enough bits and pieces, but I want to watch the last couple of drives.
The turnovers were killers.
But I did do some research on what was going on, and it seems like every team is playing that clog cover, like that cover 2, it clogged and cover, because Dak is like number 1 against the league against the blitz. The one time they did blitz, he threw the ball 50 yards downfield for a completion.
Right.
Nobody's going to blitz. My problem lies with Kellen Moore and the route combinations that he's playing off. They're playing cover 2, clog and cover, making Dak go boom, 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 and read the whole field. It's not easy, especially when the line did not have a good day yesterday.
Especially after Terrence Steele went out, and that's the big worry now, is because that's one of those guys that's really underappreciated what he's actually been able to do.
He's had a great year,
and
he has.
Here's the thing: on the Josh Ball back-to-back bad blocks, and that's where one of the interceptions were led, because Dak is getting hit in the hand by his guy. They put Jason Peters in there, and Jason Peters literally said, I don't want to be the reason why we lose, because I ain't played right tackle since 2005. So I want you to think about the last time he played right tackle, I was 40 years old. Okay. Yeah. I was 40. God.
I think he said 2005.
That's what he said, right. 2005.
Is that what he said? Yeah. I thought,
his rookie year. But he ended up being the driver on that, he still got it. And he's going to have to have it.
You're not going to like this. I don't know if you heard what I had to say, but I'm getting rumblings. I'm hearing rumblings that what they're going to do is
put Tyron Smith over there.
No, but Tyron, leave him at left tackle, move Tyler to right tackle. With Jason Peters, if he should do bad, like the thought process behind that is Tyron, this is basically it for Tyron. Who knows what's going to happen next year? I think we all know
I think
he ain't
Tyron
coming back
going.
like under that. If he's going to come back on the cheap, I don't know. But he might come back if he can stay healthy. But it's an opportunity to see Tyler Smith play right tackle. You have move him to right, and if he struggles badly, then you have Jason Peters. Jason Peters is on record; he does not want to play on the right side. I mean, if you go back,
it's like being right-handed and left-handed. Yeah,
he does not want to do it. He did it because he didn't want to make the team lose, or he couldn't do it and not at least try. He actually did, pretty well. But they're saying that Tyler Smith is such a young guy and so talented that he could make the transition. Not long term, but for the rest of this year. And if he struggles, you'll have Jason Peters and you'll have Jason Ball. But that's
Or
and
Josh Ball.
leave McGovern. Oh yeah,
Josh Ball.
and you can leave McGovern at left guard because actually McGovern is playing well. Tyler didn't have a great game yesterday at
No,
left tackle.
he didn't.
He's almost hitting that wall. Like almost a step back might be good for the kid. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Who knows what'll happen? We're gonna find out quickly. I just know I don't want Josh Ball.
Josh Ball is about as close to Chaz Green as it gets.
And I was telling Phil, I'm tired of hearing, McCarthy. I understand he only had 2 negative plays out of 26, but those 2 negative plays almost got Dak killed. It doesn't take much, so it's like that's what the whole thing is. Well, he had 2 negative plays. Let's just be honest. He's not good. He wasn't ready to play. He obviously wasn't ready as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
He came in, he looked like crap. Yeah. And it just all goes back to we let John Ridgway dangle out there. Now he's in Washington in a rotation, stopping the run, playing well. He's a little undisciplined, but he's a young player. We let him dangle, and we keep Josh Ball, who can't even be a backup. It's like moves like that. I don't understand, man. It's very frustrating. We finally get a guy like a Ridgway that could grow into the role, and now Hankins. Did you hear about Hankins?
He's done.
He's probably done with the torn pec.
Mm-hmm.
So, ridiculous.
Yeah, everybody. Here's the thing. I mean, we just saw Kyler Murray carted off the field here.
Missed that. I was grabbing something to eat. And around.
On the run, it was literally he was just kind of non-contact planted, and you could see the leg jolt, and he goes down. He's carried off the cart. They said in the locker room, he put a towel over his head and started crying.
That's the ACL.
So that's
video game time now.
Yeah, well, that's what they said about Steele. He tore his ACL and MCL.
MCL, right.
Shout out to Randy Stites. Brian is right. There you go. I got to love that.
Hey, Randy.
Right tackle.
Randy, I sent you a text message there, too, buddy. Shout out to Randy. I sent a picture of what your wife asked me to do for her. The sign. Awesome. I don't know what color she wants me to do the lettering on it. I actually love that. I think I'm going to actually make one of those and put it up here where the shirts are.
Yeah, but you got to cover the language, right?
Well, I'm not speaking it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right.
I don't know. I'll have to check with Joseph Heatherly on. Shout out to Joseph Heatherly on here. Joseph, I think I'm going to be seeing him next week, actually.
Next week?
Yeah, he's going to be coming on the East Coast.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going up there.
With his wonderful wife, Maya, to see her kids and stuff for Christmas. And I think I'm going to be slipping down to Jersey to say hello.
We're at in Jersey.
Huh? I mean, not Jersey, North Carolina.
Let's say Jersey.
No, not there. Jersey. No, I'm sorry. I need to go south,
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I was thinking New Jersey, and I don't know. There's David Wiley. What's up, Chef David? I see I got my man Primetime up. What's up, Primetime?
He's grabbing a bite to eat.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Yeah, I'm just chewing away.
Okay. You know what? I know you cussed me out because of the taco. Just the thought of a taco sub.
Dude, I was giving you crap, dude. I'm jealous because I don't get to eat any of them.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was almost as good as the fried pork chop sandwich.
It was good.
Oh my god!
Really? Was that good?
Oh, jeez. Well, I cooked the shrimp.
It's not a picture, but it didn't do it justice.
No, the shrimp cooked with the garlic, the garlic, the cilantro, and the chipotle chili powder on the grill. It got a little char to it, but where it just sealed it up real good. And man, I put that with some chipotle mayonnaise on it. Oh, the cabbage, it was good. And then, not to even talk about the steak, and the guacamole and the hot sauce. Yeah, it was good. The only problem is I was late getting the sub down. And so I was getting down here trying to get caught up and all that stuff. And I turned around and basically the thing was gone.
Wow.
That was like, y'all a bunch of cockroaches here just feasting on everything. That's the thing that's crazy.
I was texting you. I wasn't trying. It was just hysterical. watching it because I didn't have the game, so I had you on, and then I was over there watching on the other TV. Then I would pop over and watch you.
Bad throw.
The dude with the Zeke. I don't know. I'm confused. You were talking about the big guy. That's the guy that was sitting in the back. I'm talking about the dude on the couch. He was wearing a Zeke jersey.
Oh, okay.
What was that? He was pounding some food, man.
The big guy. He was on the far left.
Not the big guy, but he was
the smaller guy.
He was.
That's Fernando. Fernando. Yeah.
Fernando was pounding.
Oh, he was like, yeah, man, I can eat. I was like, we can see.
Oh, you can eat, all right.
But he's like this wide. And it's like, where you put it, man? You have a hollow leg or
the
what?
guy that was sitting next to Fernando.
Oh boy, but everybody had a good time. That was actually
the other guy.
But everybody had a good time, man.
I was like, who the hell are these guys?
I put a call out and said,
local?
Michael, who was behind the couch, who came from California.
That's Mark's depth. There's depth in the roster.
Yeah.
He starts pulling them out during the season.
There you go. Right.
Sorry, man. The one dude looked like he was a practice.
Yeah, we've lost Brian Green for the season, so you're on IR. We had to bring some people from the practice squad up.
Yeah, he was definitely an XFLer. Oh, man. Doing a tryout. But that's all right.
I like it. I'm still jealous of him eating your food, though. So
he was pounding. Dude. I saw him make 3 trips, and I was like, man.
I'm going to have my dream.
I would do it, too.
I'm going to have my dream one of these days.
On the camera.
I don't care.
One of these days, I am going to have my dream, and I'm just going to go around the country, and we'll just tailgate. Even if there's no football, we'll just go to a city and say, hey, Jobu Sports fans, let's get together.
One of those like TMZ type whatever. I'm not even sure what kind of channel those food channels that just follow you, tailgating stuff. I'm pretty sure you can get a show like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you don't have to talk too much. And have you heard anything again with that, Mark, or no?
Okay.
Hey, that's one of those things.
That would be awesome.
That's like Fight Club. Okay, yeah, that's Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club. Kelly Romero, shout out to Kelly. Kyler Murray, I think on the second play of the game, scrambled and was running downfield, non-contact injury. His leg buckled, and it looked like it's the dreaded ACL. He was carted off, and in the locker room, they said he put a towel on his head and started crying. Now, Arizona's field is a natural field, so you can't blame this one necessarily on the field.
Well, exactly.
But it's the training, man. It's the training.
I would almost
don't get me started
say
on that.
These newer fields like Dallas has with all the pebbles, it's almost better than natural field. It's more consistent than a natural field would be. I understand the wear and tear on your body, but the actual tearing of the ligament, I don't know that there's a big difference. The old AstroTurf, yeah.
Shout out to Brian Joseph on the super chat. Oh man, okay. If I'm going to New Orleans, I'm not going to embarrass myself and cook down there because you go to New Orleans, you eat.
Went, and I was jealous, man. I would love to go to New Orleans.
The crazy thing about New Orleans,
or whatever, I
tell you what, if you go out to New Orleans and you're down on Bourbon Street, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's literally just trashed with all the bottles and the drink. They literally have drive-through like margaritas, and it's like, wait a minute, drive-through? Yeah, you drive. Yeah, but here's what's crazy.
Vegas.
No, here's what's crazy. 3 o'clock in the morning, it's trashed. You get out on the streets at 7 o'clock, it's spotless. They're there like at 5:30, 6 o'clock, cleaning that shit up. And
creating
it's just like,
jobs, man.
And it's just like, wait a minute. I was just
that's like Times
sick
Square.
out here 3 hours
Times
ago.
Square's a hole in the wall, and then all of a sudden,
it's cleaned up.
Cool at night,
but New Orleans, the people there, oh man, and the food, jeez,
voodoo.
Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of crazy there. So with I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the dream. One of these days, it will be driving around and just saying, hey, let's have a tailgate someplace. Just say, you know what, I'm going to take a month off, and I'm just going to go ahead and travel.
That's funny you say that. I was just telling my wife, I said I would like to get an RV. We'll see how, what happens. I can, retire in 5 years. I don't know that I will, but we'll see how
in
things
5
are going.
years? You're younger than me. How are you retiring?
I'll have over 30 years in 5 years.
I thought you were only 32.
51, bro.
Okay.
So I'll have 32 years. I'll have 30 years in 5 years. So.
Well, congratulations on that, man.
But I mean, I don't know that I'll retire at 56. But we shall see.
My dad was at the post office, and I think after 30 years he retired too, which was
that's what I mean.
a long time ago.
Good,
yeah,
and I could subsidize. I may not have to work till I'm 60. I don't need my 401k. I can't touch till 59 and a half. So, we'll see how things are going. But we were talking about getting an RV and just going. Like you just said, especially during the football season. Plan some trips.
Yeah, Joseph Heatherly says I retired at 55. Good
there you go. Hopefully, I wouldn't be that far behind you, buddy.
Well, congratulations on that. Me and my, I'm self-employed, which means I have to always work. There is no retirement for the self-employed. You can't call in sick.
I started early at the post office. Early.
The employee of the month and shit. 20s.
Well, I'm always the employee of the month because it's, no, actually,
like, sorry, man.
I got Mike too.
Let you go, man. Talking to yourself.
Well, I do a lot of that. That's why YouTube is good, because at least when I'm talking to myself, at least I can say there's a camera in front of me, and it doesn't seem quite as crazy.
I'm always good for it as long as you don't say "huh" or "what." What'd you say?
Yeah. All right, so we have signed T.Y. Hilton.
Yes.
Does that end Odell Beckham Jr.?
No.
Yes.
For this year, maybe, but no.
For the time being,
or was that shots fired at Odell to say, you know what?
I think I was saying it in our broadcast. I think it's more in the sense that, like, when we have a big name that we're possibly going to go after, when it doesn't work out at that moment, there's always that bargain basement sign that we get. It's not a bad sign. If you always think about the potential that person could have. But there's always that risk, because obviously there's a reason why they're in the free market, and there's a reason why the Cowboys are taking a chance at it.
Well, let's see.
Staying healthy, I think, is the biggest thing. But I think with the combination between T.Y. Hilton, Gallup, and Washington, you actually have a pretty good receiver right there.
I'm trying to think who was the quarterback for the Colts at 20. So his last year, 2019, he had Jacoby Brissett throwing to him.
Yeah, he didn't have a good year that year, I can tell you that.
Okay. Who was the starting
500 yards? What did he have that year? I thought maybe he had like 500.
It was like 560 or something like that.
Does he give you an element that you don't have in this offense? I think he can, because you're not using the guys to me, when I see like a T.Y. Hilton, I think of like a Cole Beasley within it, like where he can kind of slide away from somebody very quickly. You can get a first down. He can, he is a veteran, so he understands how to jump into those zones and sit there. And that's something you're not seeing with a lot of these younger receivers that we have, is that, unfortunately it comes with playing time. I'm not saying that they won't have that, but right now I think this is where our receivers really, they struggle with that. I mean, even to CeeDee Lamb, I mean, when you see it going down the field, I mentioned this, that you don't see him go up and get that ball. He doesn't come back and get that ball. He kind of just he continues running his route, and he just expects it to hit him. And so that's kind of the difference you saw, where a guy, for example, like Des Bryant, that was all his game was that he would go up and get the 50-50 balls, and then towards the end of his career, he just wasn't coming down with those 50-50 balls.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, he played last year?
Yeah.
He was.
He wasn't. He didn't get him a lot of the yards, but
he was coming off an injury. He had an injury.
Okay,
it was cut short with an injury.
For some reason, I was thinking he didn't play last year. Okay,
that's why I thought he played, but he didn't have much stats.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so in 2017, he had 966 yards, and Jacoby Brissett was the starter for most of that season because Andrew Luck was hurt. In 2018, Andrew Luck played his last year there, 1,270 yards. 16.7 average. Then Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback the next year, and he was injured. Played in 10 games, 501 yards, 11.1 average. 2020.
But he was the number one. That's the thing is too. He wasn't the number one. So I mean, he was doing that. I mean, still, I mean,
James Snyder, I think
he doesn't
gonna
have to come in
17.
here. He doesn't have to come in here and be the number one. I think that's going to help him as well too. But again, I think the injury thing. I think that's going to be your only concern about him is the injury. Is how long can we rent him for? You know.
Well,
Yeah.
So to me, this is I don't know what the contract's going to be, but considering it's only 4 more games to the regular season and the way the Cowboys ramp you up, I can't see him paying more than 3 games. I don't think he'll be playing this weekend.
That's if we don't, we could play a potential of 8 more games, really. But
well, no, I'm just saying that. Well, the contract, of course, playoffs. Technically, the way the contracts work is you get played for the regular season. The playoffs are the bonus money.
Yeah.
Technically.
The happiest person around is Stephen Jones. You didn't have to cut a check.
Catboy. He's up there pulling it. Yeah, you want no deal. I got
right choice,
I see him more like remember like on DuckTales where he's like in Scrooge McDuck where he was like swimming in the money. Like that's how I kind of see it. Like, oh, you can't have
it's like it's mine, it's all mine.
Like he was.
That's what I was telling Phil on our live. I was trying not to be overly negative, but he
was pretty fucking negative.
I was fairly negative. But I have to be. I'm going to call it how I see it. And I blame a lot of it on Kellen Moore and how he called that game. I mean, Mark, you see the Eagles receivers. Are they not wide open?
Yeah,
it's a scheme. They're scheming them wide open.
I tell you what, because I actually with Brother Ross, I said I was trying to see if you can find out statistics on the amount of separation per receivers.
I mean,
because I swear every single time there's always somebody draped on the receivers. I never see anybody wide open.
That's what I was talking about.
Because they're playing that cover too, that clog and cover, and Kellen Moore's route trees. There's too many guys in the same area. I mean, that's why I was telling Phil the one game I was thrilled because they put CD on the move the whole game. Now, did they do that yesterday? Because I didn't see the game. Did they have CD on the move or no?
No. From what I hear, he wasn't very much.
So
what are you doing?
JT 56. Imagine Philly sign Odell. I wouldn't even want him, but that would be funny as hell.
Really
please take him. Please take him. I don't want him. I'm sorry.
Rolling now. Give the Eagles credit. They are rolling people right now. The last thing you want is somebody like Odell.
It was the Giants.
Go get him.
It was the Giants.
I know, but they're
it's the same concern. I think it's the same. I think it's the same concern as us of signing Odell. I think he's a good piece for somebody. He just right now I think it's just not the time. But I mean, I can't say that he wouldn't make an offense. I mean, he can get separation, man. That's it's just how long will you have him? Again, you got a lot of these guys that we're talking about, but the injury bug keeps popping on them, and they're pretty big injuries. And unfortunately, it comes down to the training for these guys. It's just like it seems like it's the same kind of crap. It's like how many times did you hear about ACL tears growing up in the 80s and 90s? Even in that sense.
No, we didn't know it was. We just knew it was just your knees fucked.
Yeah, it was just, that was it. You didn't come back from it and stuff.
I think it's bigger, faster, stronger,
and less. But here's the thing. Now here, this is where the whole thing comes back to full circle. Because you don't practice going full speed, your body is not ready for it. You can't just say, I'm going to go out here. This would be like me trying to go out and run a sprint. I'm going to be hurting like a mother humper tomorrow because I haven't built myself up to it.
Right.
And now the only time, think about it. If you're a quarterback in the NFL, your last game is whenever, in January. Your first game in October is the first time you're touched. You can't get touched by it. You've got the red jersey on. If you get touched by somebody, they're losing their job. If you're Zeke Elliott, you're not getting tackled to the ground. If you're tackling somebody, you're not tackling anybody. You're only doing this 17 times, in a game. And so your body is not conditioned for it. I swear that we did not have all of these crazy injuries, all these crazy soft tissues and tore calves and this shit, and ruptured Achilles tendon. You
I
need
think it's
to
a little bit like,
practice.
I think this whole thing is kind of like Kellen Moore's play calling, where you get the second round, the second quarter, he doesn't run the ball, he passes, and then he feels like he needs to make up for it. And I think the NFL as well too. I mean, you had these people getting these injuries, the CTE, all this kind of stuff, and then they were like, okay, let's back it up, let's go totally safe and try to make up for all that stuff. And then there was that in between that's causing crap. And I mean, yeah, you have the technology now, the equipment coming out. Different rules that are coming out as well too, but I think the practice thing needs to change. I mean, it definitely needs to change.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got the shields now for the helmet, the shells, which will help, with the helmet. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that they don't have a soft helmet anyway to help absorb it as opposed to the hard plastic.
Bigger roster too. I mean,
bigger rosters definitely. Although in a way they did with increasing the practice squad and being able to pull people back and forth. In a way, that's kind of a quiet way that they did do it. I think
their live roster needs to be bigger. I think.
Yeah.
Because they have to go from 53 to 46 on game day, which is tough.
Yeah, what's cool is Michael Ward. They deal with dragsters, right? And these dragsters have 12,000 horsepower engines.
Yeah,
not 1,200, 12,000 horsepower engines that literally go from 0 to 350 in 1,000 feet. And when they hit these motors, because of the stress and the wear and tear, after every race, they have 58 minutes to tear it apart and check and make sure everything is put it back together. So you think about the wear and tear of going all out, what you have to do to maintain it. That's the same thing with an NFL player. They're right now, we've already talked about the team is dialing back the practices. They don't put pads on during the week
anymore, Mark.
They're short. No, that's what Mike McCarthy said. They're short. We're short. We're on our winter schedule. We shortened the practices, and they aren't in pads. They weren't in pads at all last week.
Well, it showed.
Yeah,
supposedly. I didn't see the whole game, but
listening to Lincoln
like
Coleman,
they were ready to roll.
Lincoln said the week of Super Bowl, going against Buffalo, they were in full pads hitting.
That's crazy. I mean, I like it, but I mean, you would never see that.
You can't hit full pads. You can't hit full pads in training camp now.
Yeah,
you can't even talk to him badly. You can't even
loudly.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, you didn't get fined. Like,
yeah,
oh, man.
Exactly.
Jill Taylor says Odell going back to the Giants. Well, go right ahead.
Good. Hey,
he'll be sitting home for playoffs.
I was looking at the schedules. The Giants ain't making the playoffs.
No, it's bad.
You know who's going to make the playoffs for that last spot? It's going to be the Detroit Lions.
It could be.
The Detroit Lions has a good schedule.
New England.
Playing good ball. Good for them.
What is Detroit's rest of their schedule?
That's a heck of a face mess.
Ooh, yeah, well, check it out. I looked at it before our live and just doing the math. The Giants have a tough road, and I think Detroit can get in. So,
the Giants got the Commanders and the Eagles on the schedule still.
Don't start that shit.
Boy, excuse me. I'm sorry. I've been going like crazy. I got Angelica Barone's plaques that are there, and
I
got, I've got cabinets I've had to build, and I got Joe Barty's and everything else. So the Lions have.
Yep.
Lions have the Jets. That'll be tough. They got the Panthers that actually played well yesterday. They got the Bears and the Packers.
I thought something happened to Mike White. Didn't something happen to Mike White?
I think concussion.
Yeah, he got his ribs.
Oh, was the ribs? I was thinking it was concussion. Yeah. It's amazing that the Vikings didn't get killed today, of course, like the Cowboys did, and they lost.
Yeah, well, the Vikings are frauds, and they're going to win a division. And listen, it is what it is. We've been on the other side of that. We're going to have possibly 13 wins. I don't know. I told Phil, I don't know what you think about this, Mark, but we could lose 3 of our last 4 games.
If the win is 1. If we win this week, we're in the playoffs.
No, I'm saying, but we could go in the playoffs losing 3 in a row. I mean, like if we win this week.
He's being negative, Nancy.
I'm just saying, like, if we win this week, that's great. I'm worried about this week. But, okay, I see Phil's point. We could go into Jacksonville, who's a way better team, and win. I think it's going to be tough, but I think we can win the game. But the way we're playing now, if you're asking me right now, we're going to lose to the Eagles, okay? So okay, if we lose to the Eagles now, the division is done, right?
Yeah.
And now we're locked in. So then we go on the road to Tennessee, locked in. And then we go on the road. Yeah, the last week in Washington, knowing we got to play the following week, that could easily be a loss.
See, I think we'll beat the Eagles, but I don't think we win the division even with that.
I'm just saying, I
well, here's the thing. What you really want to do, here's what you want to do is you do want to win against the Jaguars and the Eagles. Even if you don't win the division, you still want to make the Eagles have to play.
Well, I mean, Minnesota could end up stealing that number one as well, too. So, I mean, there could be some stuff there.
But the Minnesota losing yesterday with the Lions.
Well, I know.
They got the same record as we do now. Yeah. And they lost the tiebreaker by losing to
They're
them.
a threat. That's what I'm saying. If we're a threat, they're a threat. So
no, actually, I don't think so. Because think about it, they got the same record as us, and they lose the tiebreaker to them because they lost to them heads up. So they'd have to finish a game ahead of the Eagles. Eagles already have 11 wins? Or was it 12 wins? 12 wins.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the sense that, like, if we don't pull out that, I mean, we have the possibility right now if we keep winning. There's always that possibility, obviously, and that could be the same again for Minnesota. I mean, they did pop. I don't see them as a great team, but they did pop off 8 or so wins in a row. And so, I mean, whether it was luck or whatever with that team, it's always a possibility. And I just say, I mean, if we never really thought Washington had a chance, until Heineke came in there, and then all of a sudden now they're a playoff team.
But here's the thing: think about how we played against the Green Bay Packers.
Oh yeah,
and then the next week against Minnesota,
played great. Yep, and that's why I say about
it's a week-to-week league.
We played terrible, and usually we bounce back really well. So that's why.
The thing about the Cowboys though is, it's the games that we're expected to be good. When everybody picks us, is when we look the worst.
Yeah,
it's usually when nobody expects us to do anything. Oh, the Cowboys, they got, and that's the ones we win. That's the thing that's weird.
They don't like getting credit for anything. They just like nope. Like, remember that cartoon? They're like nope.
I'm a big time Dallas fan, but I'm gonna call it how I see it.
Well, they got to play better football. Fuck yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah,
a couple of games. You got to play some games. You got some injuries. You got.
We're the ones that are facing the injuries now. Listen, like the one thing I'll say to you guys is, you see what's happening to all the running quarterbacks. It's going to get you eventually. You saw what happened to Justin Fields. You saw what happened to Lamar Jackson.
And now Kyler Murray.
Now Kyler Murray. That's just because he's running. Every time that Jalen Hurts runs, he's in jeopardy. Just like Dak got hurt. It was a freak injury. It's that many more times. Now, he doesn't take a lot of big hits, but he takes some hits. It's a tough way to play quarterback because Jalen Hurts is not a big boy. Yeah, he's strong, but he's not that big. He's been, so I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but the way he plays, anything could happen in one of these games. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
that's all I'm trying to say. Not rooting for injury, but that's the way he plays. You saw what happened tonight. Kyler Murray, I would say.
And Kyler Murray wasn't even touched when his knee went.
Right.
That was just like he cut, and it was just like he just fell.
Sports fanatic. How long did the Cowboys sign Hilton for?
One.
Probably for the rest of this year. There's Lola, Miss Hot Sauce.
5 games. Hopefully more than 5.
And there's Angelica Barron.
Maybe 7 or 8.
I would say 2 months. That's why I say 2 months.
Lola. Filthy is in the house flexing. Hey, he deserves the flex.
Okay, well,
I had on a roll, man.
I had to. Okay, so mods, I love all you. Okay, understand. Philadelphia is kind of like that family member. When you go get the family all together, he's family. Okay,
family member.
You don't have to block him and all that.
Eddie. He love him, but
he's that uncle. You say don't let the kids around him. Okay, but he's still family. Don't block. Please don't block Philadelphia. We know he's going to put 50,000 emojis on there, and the Eagles. But he's family. Okay. All right.
VHS tapes from the 90s.
Right,
The championships are 30 years old.
He's special.
Where's Philadelphia?
Well, he's probably still
got
butthurt
blocked.
because
Probably got
he
blocked,
emailed me and said,
He's
"Why do I
probably
keep
partying.
getting blocked, man?" It's like, I said, "Give me your channel link so I can make sure I reestablish it." Okay, so he should be back, but I'm going to say Philadelphia, and see if that brings him up like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Kellen Joseph.
Yeah.
Boston.
Boss man.
I love you say, yeah.
50-50. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him 50-50. We don't know which one. He's kind of like, he's
Yeah,
the
he didn't
Cowboys.
play
He
bad.
didn't play terrible. He had
just
some ones
makes-
where he trailed. I mean,
You know what's
Anthony Brown does that
frustrating with
shit.
him? He never makes a play on the ball.
A little bit.
It's just fighting for his life to,
little Cheetah
to like cover the guy.
Yeah.
But like making a play on the ball at this point is not even.
He's not even that real house.
Yeah, he's
Buddy
not
Johnson says, Mark, if the Lions win out and the Vikings lose, our Lions could win the NFC North. Go Cowboys. All right, buddy. But if you just make the playoffs,
I think that's a good.
Playoffs? Don't talk about
Playoffs?
Yeah.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
That
Yeah,
made me laugh.
be happy to make playoffs after the way the Lions have been since they got rid of Jim Caldwell. Ooh. All right, so we got a 7-3 game right here. Kind of interesting here, the first half.
James Conner.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to yawn. Colt McCoy going down deep gets the big flag. Oh, damn.
That's for the chopper.
Get down. Rubble,
That's a big foul right there.
Yeah.
The brother screwed us is right.
Brother screwed us. Where's Michael at? Is he around?
Yeah, he's definitely around.
Oh, out of bounds, like big time, man.
He's in his room back there, probably in there talking with da-da-dunt. Damn, Gina. T Swivel, what about San Francisco? Cisco,
Like I've been
they
saying,
beat
I've been
the
saying
hell.
I've been saying that they don't need a quarterback. They can just run out there in the Wildcat.
Tell you, man,
do
I
their
like
thing.
that quarterback they got, man. He
He's
looks
pretty.
good.
He looked pretty.
I mean, somebody needs to
Well, the fact
you
that
know,
you see that they were chanting his name,
make
and
him play a
the dad
different way.
the dad was tearing up. That's good. That's good.
He's
for him.
at that
Good for them.
stage where Dak was. I mean, I'm not saying he's Dak, but where they haven't discovered what to play. And now the book is out on Dak. You're going to play cover 2, and
Wait,
What
the Lola? I swear, grow some balls. Always go back and tell, just like a snitch. Oh, are you talking about Philadelphia?
Probably.
I think Philly.
Yeah.
Well, he's blocked. So he's like, I want to comment, please. He's like a crackhead.
Who's
They
typical?
keep calling me.
Oh, that's Philly. Okay.
Oh boy, wow.
Listen,
it's bad when a woman tells you to grow some balls.
I'm the one that has to deal with the Eagles fans. I'm here, so it's like, I could sit here and be a hater. Yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I'm not an Eagles fan.
Drink that haterade. That's no problem.
But I have to be honest. As of the last 3 games, Eagles are getting the job done. So we have to be honest about it. We're struggling. There's periods of our game that is sketchy. I'm not placing blame on any one person. It's a whole team type of deal. Mark, we didn't get any pressure yesterday.
I know we didn't get a single sack.
We didn't get any pressure on.
I'm telling you, I think Micah Parsons has got some injuries that they're not talking about.
He has to be hurt. But
He's not anywhere near where he was.
Two again.
We played a 1-win team, and we couldn't sniff the quarterback.
It's inconsistency, and that's even with Kellen Moore.
So whereas when you watch an Eagle game, they are just taking over these last couple games, and that's what you want going into the playoffs. Thank God there's 4 weeks left, and we could stop some of their momentum hopefully in 2 weeks.
Well, how do they getting?
But see, here's the thing, though: we can't have nice things. I'm telling you,
we like it tough. I know.
This is the Green Bay Packer wake-up call. Okay, we were doing real well. You're going against Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. You had it from the top on down.
Season.
You had Mike McCarthy showing up there dressed like he's Vince Lombardi. Okay, yeah, he came in there wearing the trench coat and all that, looking like. When have you ever seen him wearing a trench coat? Come on now. We were right to go ahead and being arrogant that we just got, and I guarantee you the same thing happened. Oh shit, we just got the Texans, man. Them dudes are one game.
Great catch, but terrible throw.
And then of course, here's what happens: you turn the ball over in the red zone. They get an easy score. Now all of a sudden, we got a chance, and it's real easy in the NFL to have momentum slip real quick, and it was kind of like everything that was going on.
Keeping teams in the game, aren't we?
Yeah,
we let everybody hang around.
Well, we play down to the level of some of the teams.
Yeah, and
we just do.
And let's face it, these teams always want to. It's their Super Bowl, especially a team with one win, interstate rival. That was their Super Bowl. Make no mistake about it. They were out to prove a point. They were playing.
Rutledge, you're 100% right on that. Aaron Rodgers, he's our daddy.
Win that. Yeah, I thought Texas were going to win it. I think they deserved it. I mean, Cowboys were doing everything they could to
you saw me. I was just like, oh fuck! I was
that game that gets that interception.
That's what I'm saying. I think eventually the talent was going to be what was going to sway it. Eventually at some point.
But pulling out a win like that, though. Sometimes that can change you because you didn't see panic in them.
No, you didn't.
It would have been real easy with that interception to say the defense, screw it, man, it's over with. It's just not our day. Pack it in. But they held up. It was just like that time Micah Parsons came back and stopped. What game was that? Stopped them on the 1 yard line when they should have been in. They had the goal line stop, and we went on to win that game. It's crazy. Sometimes those things can be a launching point for you. And maybe,
you know what?
Maybe this will be a launching point for them to say, we got to wake the F up and take this shit seriously. But we do have some injuries that did affect things. Yeah. Kellen Joseph being out there, Terrence Steele going down, those are things that hurt. And I'm still worried about. That was probably the worst
spot on the line to get hurt, too. Being the right tackle.
We don't have that.
Yeah, well, the right tackle, the right side, that's why I said.
How much, if whatever's going through the locker room has affected these players? Chuck, what's up, Chuck? Are we talking about the illness that's going through the locker room, or are we talking about what's said on that, Chuck? I'm not sure exactly how to answer that. But, I actually think this locker room tunes out a lot of this stuff.
Tight. Yeah. We only gave up 3 points in the second half yesterday. So as ugly as we think it was, and we should have probably lost the game, but we didn't. We only gave up 3 points in the second half. It's the first halves that are alarming to me, because in the playoff you're going to get ran out of the game, and you're going to be one-dimensional, and that's when you're in trouble as a Cowboy fan.
Okay, let me throw this out there.
I'm Mascara. What's up?
So. Buddy? We have Kellen Moore calling plays it so much on that last drive. How much was that? Right? Dak Prescott calling it or Kellen Moore?
Yeah, I don't know.
By Mark McCarthy.
I don't know. I was thinking
whoever called that last drive, I want that guy. If it was Dak or Mike McCarthy, whoever that was.
I know we're flirting with death, but why do we got to be so stubborn that we can't look at another team and how they're running an offense and just incorporate it a little bit? Like maybe a couple more read option type stuff. It's hard to stop that. I'm not saying go solely under read option, but it'll open up windows for our receivers too.
How about just running the football? We're one of the better teams at running the football.
It seemed like we got a little stuffed at times yesterday, though.
We still
at the goal line got hammered.
We still
we did not have a great game.
But that goes back
obvious that we're going to run
right at the middle. How about if you did a bootleg off of that with Dak?
But I'm
fake the dive to Zeke and have Dak bootleg.
something.
Get Dak in the game a little bit and have a couple, just maybe 2.5, like called runs for Dak. If he's in trouble, then go down. Nobody's saying you got. The only reason why he got hurt a couple years ago was he was out on the sideline and he got dragged down. It was a weird play. Yeah, that'll loosen everything up. Sitting in the pocket, tapping the balls. It's not going through your reads.
All right, so
that's
Zeke,
not a way to win.
Here's the thing: Zeke had 62 yards, 4.1 yards to carry, a TD. Tony Pollard had 42 yards on 10 carries, 4.2 yards, and a TD. Dak had 6 carries for 3.8 for 23 yards. So you still got your 128 yards running the football. It wasn't as good. Now, you got to keep in mind, too, Lovie Smith is a defensive coordinator, head coach that always has a good defense. And they have played some pretty good games. They've lost a lot of games within one score.
Yeah, he always plays that cover 2 real well, too. So not everybody's going to be able to play that like that. It's not easy to play cover 2 because normally there's a lot of windows that are open.
Mm-hmm.
Why I was upset with Kellen Moore's play calling and his routes that he was calling, because there seemed like everybody was on top of each other. If you're playing a team that's in a cover 2, you want to go opposite of people. You want to. It's just I didn't like it.
Now, also too. Okay, now Dak missed a bunch. He was off. But how many drops did we have in that freaking game?
Yeah,
5. If we're instead of tip pass for an interception, it's a completion.
Dalton Schultz. Obviously he came back in that last drive and put something together, but that was a touchdown.
Hey,
it seems like he's dropping a touchdown every games.
Did you ever get that butcher block, Joseph?
Joseph,
I remember I was over Mark's and he was showing me your. I think it was that purple wood, that purple heart wood.
No, that was actually the purple heart was Nick Capps, who will be at our tailgate.
That was Nick Capps?
That was Nick Capps. Okay. Joseph got actually a star butcher block one.
Oh, okay.
One of the real big ones. And I think I've got a package. I think it's from Joseph today. It's 2 Cowboys blankets. So I'm assuming that is along with the cars.
Oh, so you can go back outside now then. You're good.
No, it's the giveaway, man. So we're trying to find more work for you. Look, we're trying to find more work for you because we know you mailmen are just slacking off right now.
Well, I got the forecast. I'm in management too, so I see the numbers. I was telling Phil the next 2 days we're gonna get inundated with packages. So you'll see mail trucks out late. We're getting a lot. I guess they're starting to come in now.
Stupid comments.
David Wiley, we need to use Malik Davis more.
People pointing out, now they want to run RPOs like Hurts. Oh yeah, because
I'm not saying like I said a couple
Let me say
it.
Just because in the sense that like you guys didn't revolutionize the RPOs where you're from. Like you're just running it a lot because you have a quarterback that runs most of the time and can throw 150 or whatever. I understand that's his strength. So that's what you're running. That doesn't mean you revolutionized it and nobody can copy it. Now everybody's copying you. Like, get out of here with that. We've been running RPOs as well with Dak for years.
All I was saying is, it's there's nothing wrong with taking a couple plays that's working for
other than
team.
4 runs in a row into the goal line. Really?
That's all I'm saying.
Throw an RPO out there. Throw something different. That's what he's saying.
Something. Dude. That's all I'm saying. I'm giving you credit. I'm saying your team is playing well. Don't be rude.
No. Oh, yeah, you want to copy us and do everything?
Nobody's copying. I still think we're going to beat your ass.
They're going to change their logo, and they're going
to... we'll see. I don't know why.
They're needy biatches, okay?
I don't understand why one guy... That's why I don't like Shady McCoy. Like, last year, I didn't hear Shady McCoy running his mouth when Dak threw 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and threw for 4,500 yards. Where were you then when Jalen Hurts was not doing good? Okay, why do you have to down one guy to praise another? Hurts is having a great year. No reason
to pay him.
To talk down that. I hope he
pay him.
Hey, I hope he wins the MVP too. That's
they don't
probably
win
going
the
to give
Super
you
Bowl.
another $5 million a year. You're gonna be paying him $55 million a year next year. Okay, so
I'm
get
okay
ready.
with it. Yep.
And then when these other guys come up, there's only so much money. Then again, Mark, they'll have plenty of money, right?
Oh, it's going to
With
be
the salary cap. So
I tell you, because I can't wait till DirecTV loses the package. In fact, I can't wait till the season is over, because I just think about how much money I've spent just to have the Sunday ticket, because I don't use DirecTV any other time, and it's really 2
I
games
used
or
to
so
do that. I
on
used to shut
Sunday.
it down all year and then pay the.
But I thought you had to have the whole 2-year contract for it.
Well, it's been years
Oh,
I've
okay.
had it, but I used to have it to where I would pay, it was a few $100s for the package at that time, and then I would shut it down. They would allow me just to buy the packet. Yeah. Package. I don't know how it works now. They probably
I always ended up moving into places like, you can't put a dish up. You're like, ah, dang it.
Yeah.
You're like, so much for that one. So that's why when it's internet stuff, I'm like, yes. But then you see the stuff that's happening with Amazon, and you're like, man, I don't know about the streaming thing, Just
Yeah.
because
Well,
like
really,
once
it's
everybody
kinda
starts doing it, it's like it starts to wear down and like when I watch those Thursday night game, man, I got fiber, optic, wiring in the Comcast. I mean, again, it's Comcast, but I'm still, it's still lagging, and I can't, it just cuts out. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
Oh, you got to have good internet signal, and that's. I mean, this is the reason why.
Signal,
This is why I don't want to say I'm just going to do all DirecTV, because I have like Verizon, and it's like a turbocharger out there for. I'm paying extra to make sure I've got tons of bandwidth, because all the cameras down here are all wireless and everything else for it, and of course my wife streams everything, so it works fine here. But I know when I get down in Waynesboro and stuff in the country, you don't have the internet sometimes in some places that's that good. So you're right.
Yeah.
You have a great point about when everything gets to just streaming, and everybody's kind of saying, let's get rid of cable.
The guy at the gas station is like, you can get the internet down over there by the library.
Yeah.
You
can.
Oh.
A little bit more to the left over there. You go. That's the spot. Yeah.
Now hold this wire right here.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I've been me and Tracy's dream, and like Michael Ward being here, we were sharing with them that eventually in the next couple of years, selling our house here in the suburbs and moving out into the country, and building us, get a bigger house that we can really entertain and have a big man cave and stuff, and build a couple of small little cottages. So
nice.
If people want to come for the weekend, they've got a place to stay. It's kind of like a bed and football.
You're like Johnny Depp, man.
But that's the thing I worry about is, am I going to be able to have the internet out there to be able to do what I want to do?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to just get them to build something out there.
Well, I can.
Satellite. You're going to satellite
I'll
on
be
your
building
RV,
it.
man.
Oh yeah, there you go. I got to get an RV first, man. Again,
man,
I have lots of dreams. I got lots of dreams, and I'm gonna keep working towards those dreams.
Are we still on? Are we still on track or what?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the Lord provides, but we'll find out one of these days. We'll find out. I hope and pray. And keep on working and take one day at a time.
Keep on,
is it me? It seemed like the Cardinals are actually moving pretty well with Colt McCoy.
Yeah, they are.
Colt McCoy, he's no slacker.
I didn't realize
He's
he was still
Purdy,
in the NFL.
Yeah, he's not Purdy.
It's definitely not Purdy.
He's not Mr. Irrelevant. He's gonna give that thing a name.
We are on track.
But I just think it just shows San Francisco doesn't need this. I mean, he don't need a quarterback. They've got a defense.
I will never go to an Eagles podcast. I have not been on. I haven't even looked at Philly 500 much this year. I mean, I've been getting him on
Sundays. I talked to him the other day. He's not going to be able to come on because we're going to Fridays the next 2 weeks because of the holidays. We're going Friday nights, and he has his live, so he's not going to be able to join us. I said, all right, when we play in the playoffs together.
Yeah, well, or Christmas Eve. That's the first down for the Cardinals.
I'm not doing Christmas Eve. That's why I said we're going Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do this Friday and next Friday, and then for the Tennessee
And
game
it's like
will
a
go Wednesday.
Wednesday or something.
I
like
thought
that.
Terrell Owens retired. He did retire, but he wants to come back.
You know what? T.O. and Chad Johnson are like, and Des Bryant. They remind me each time. Every time in the offseason, they're like, I'm ready to go and everything. And then nobody signs him. He's like, you know what? I'm going to take it off
That's
easy this
because
year.
when
And like,
you actually get out and run
nobody
routes, you
asked
can't get
you. That's why
separation.
you're saying that. You're like, and nothing against them. They're better athletes than I am, but like, still, that doesn't. You know, all
Dirt
that crap
Nasty.
that came with T.O.
Dirt Nasty
You know?
is 100% right. Non-contact injury, man, for Kyler Murray. I think touchdown Cardinals. I think his season's done.
I say it jokingly, where he'll have plenty of video game time.
Think
but
about
at the same
this.
time, like
Any major knee injuries
sucks.
that happen now,
It's always a knee ACL. Well, no, we got PCLs.
you're not going to be usually ready to go for training camp. So now you're not going to have. You're really going to be like. I feel bad for Terrence Steele, but you're really not going to be ready to roll, right?
No, actually, he might be, because think about it.
It'll be close.
It was January.
It'll be close. Yeah.
It was it was January when Michael Gallup got his. And I will say it's a little bit different for a wide receiver than an offensive tackle. I know that sounds crazy, but as an offensive tackle, it's more of physicality as opposed to a wide receiver is running full speed and trying to stop on a dime. And so, you look at it and say it's still early December. He's a month ahead of where Michael Gallup was. So, I mean, training camp, you're right, is probably a stretch, but he might be able to play by the beginning of the season. The question will be is how effective. So you're going to need to be looking at offensive linemen, and we're going to need to be looking at probably cornerbacks as well, too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Corner is going to be our number one need. I think Bossman Fat isn't long. We'll see what he does the rest of the year, but he's not long for this team.
The curse of the second round picks.
Yeah,
I hope Sam Williams breaks that. Well, Diggs kind of did
I
too.
think he's off to a good start.
Diggs as well.
Yeah, Diggs is second round. Well, actually, D-Law's a second rounder too.
Yeah, to me, like, I liked his flash in the beginning with D-Law, and then he kind of just disappeared for years.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back out as a leader, and I was like, okay. And then the contract thing, and then he did that off season. I mean, and then he'll make a play for you out of nowhere. And like, last night, where he stopped that third down run on the goal line, that's the play. That's what we're talking about. That's what D-Law does. He'll give you one out of nowhere. Like, I remember in his rookie year, didn't he give up some kind of he had a fumble, or he sacked, he fumbled, and then he grabbed it, he fumbled it away or something. And then that later that same game, he at the last drive, he caused the sack fumble.
He was big. Well, was that the playoffs against the Lions?
I don't think it was.
The playoffs against the Lions, he had 2 sacks his rookie year. I want to say that was against the Lions.
Yeah, so I
because
think that's
his first year was really bad, and then the second year he had 8 sacks, and then the next year he had the back injury. He was suspended for 4 games for PEDs, and you had to start wondering, is this guy any good or not? Did we, actually get a bust? And we were desperate, and we ended up drafting Taco because we were looking at it and saying, we don't have any pass rushers. And then he turned around and had the 14.5 sacks. Mm-hmm. And then the next year it was 10. And then after that, it was the sack numbers weren't there, but he's always been pretty good against the run.
Yeah, I think because for a while there, for a couple of those years, he didn't have somebody that could partner with him. And he was the main guy that had to do almost all that stuff. And he would be hurt. And it just, it was a wear and tear for a while. And then obviously he started getting people that could complement him. But that took almost Dan Quinn coming in to start that chain of reaction.
Well, now they're talking about the Denver coach being fired.
Oh, he's definitely gone.
They think that's the job he originally wanted.
Yeah, but now with you not having any kind of draft picks and
I know
Russell Wilson doing all things,
why would you want to go there
now?
Well, they're also talking about Cliff Kingsbury. Maybe if this season was a playoff or bust year for him too,
I could see him there
and
too.
He's going to be probably gone. And even the Chargers, that's another one where they're looking and
Chargers
saying
might not be a bad. That they got some good pieces for the future.
Good
and
AFC
picks too. So Yeah.
I was
That's
telling
not a bad
Phil
one.
in our live. You know, the one man who's very upset with what's going on is
Sean Payton.
Peyton,
Yeah.
Sean
Payton.
Payton. He's big time upset.
Well, I tell you what, if the Cowboys make the playoffs and we go to Tampa Bay
Oh, him
and
Brady-
lose to
him-
Tampa Bay,
Yeah,
you can best believe Mike McCarthy would be fired.
you think?
Yeah.
If
Like
we
Peyton
went to
and Brady were flirting with each other. Maybe.
Yeah. Now the rumor is Brady's going to San Fran next year.
Speaking of Brady, did you guys see what happened on
Yeah,
Undisputed?
Oh yeah. I did see that.
Skip Bayless is completely unhinged and crosses
Yeah, he's
the
an
line so much.
absolute joke.
I
Why
thought
that show is
listen,
still on the air?
when
Yeah,
Shannon
sharpen
took
the
the
back
glasses
upside down.
off and then Skip, put your glasses back on. I thought for sure that somebody was going to restrain him because I
That's what
thought
I
he
said.
was
I
going
thought it was gonna be a Jim Everett.
I was
He was
just
gonna go across the table and grab by the neck and squeeze the life, just pop his head off.
I don't know that show's
He
going to be on.
doubled down too, because I'm a Hall of Famer. Why? Are you
Yeah, he's
talking
like,
down to me?
you know, he's like,
And he
I got
goes,
three.
I
He's
don't
like,
care.
I got 3 Super Bowl rings, and I'm in the Hall of Fame and stuff. And he's like, you're just jealous of him because you had to stop playing when you were 35, and you're not anywhere near the man that he is. And I'm just like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was horrible. As much as I don't like
but the way,
Shannon,
no,
the way he
but
comes after
Shannon,
back.
the way he defends Tom Brady, as bad as that game was, Tom Brady didn't do anything wrong. And so there was rumors of Tom Brady literally taking the game plan and meeting with the players and saying, oh, we're going to off this, we're going to X this, we're not going to do this, this, and this, and just changing the shit, not even asking the coaches or telling the coaches. They find out in the game, well, where did that come from? It's Tom Brady changed it up. And here's Skip Bayless saying, who watches more film, the coaches or Tom Brady? Tom Brady
didn't
does
see the whole thing.
I was just like, dude, you would have
Shannon
thought
get
that
very
was
upset.
one of his own kids and things that he was defending.
Yeah,
and
that was.
I was
uncalled
like,
for.
okay, I know I'm the old guy, saying get off my lawn. He's the drunk old guy that's crazy that's telling the kids to get off his lawn. And the kids ain't there.
He's just literally turned into the shock guy who would literally go nuts if his mother was sitting at the desk. If she's still alive, he would throw her. He would throw her under the bus and talk bad to her because of ratings. That's how I feel. He's just he's a bad human being.
Here's a little excerpt from this. Let me play this.
Yeah, I
real
want to
quick.
hear this. Did you hear this
This is
stuff?
just straight hate by
Yeah,
a guy who's
okay.
jealous that he's still playing at a high
I was
level at
pissed about
45 when you had to stop at 35.
Yeah, that's what you
That's
do.
the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No,
Yeah, I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I did what I did.
Tell us
You
the Baker
make it seem
Mayfield.
Like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I
so
got 3
what?
Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than
way
you.
better.
See what you do? You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal
Put your glasses back on.
Can I finish? You're willing to take a personal shot at me to say this man is better than me because I say he's playing bad this year?
Well, because you just
Go ahead.
you disrespect him. It's just so. You know what? It's beneath your
You would
dignity.
disrespect me to support him.
No, well, I'll support him over anybody because he's the greatest player who ever
Have
played
at
your
it.
game, and it's by
Have at
far.
it. Have at it.
Okay,
Take off,
I'm
bro.
going to have at it because I'm going to have at you because what happened yesterday? The Bucks defense was horrendous.
Dude, I'll give him a lot of credit for not punching him right in the
If you had
mouth.
looked at if you, I mean, I won't put the clip on here because it will get copyrighted because I found that out earlier when I was trying to show it. But you just see the hate in Shannon Sharp's. He was like, I mean, the fact that he restrained himself, he was pissed off. He was. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall after the show to see what was said between the two of them.
Yeah, I don't
after
agree
that.
with a lot of Shannon Sharp, but he's definitely a great tight end. He was an amazing tight end. He was just,
Yeah, that was just one of
Skip.
those.
Skip.
That was just one of those ones that I think it's time for
are
that.
they going to
that shit.
finally
he
settle the
doubled
Mountain
down.
Dew bet?
He doubled down. I am coming after you. I am like, dude, shut up. You can see that your co-host and your buddy, you would think, is upset. Take the high road, Skip. But no, he used that as an opportunity to be even more of a what
dick.
Yeah,
But literally, it was just the tone of it and everything else was just degrading everything that he did. You're jealous of Tom Brady because he's still playing and you weren't at 30. You know what, Skip? Did you ever play a goddamn day in your life? Excuse me, my language. I'm sorry, but did you ever play football? What the hell?
He's doing that on TV. What's he doing behind the scenes to the grips and the camera people?
But even it got you didn't even get the build up to this point because he went on there and he literally said from the time this show started in 2016, Shannon Sharp has been saying Tom Brady is done and it's time for him to retire, and so he's always had this against, and I was just like, wait a minute, you've been holding this shit since the beginning of it.
He's a clown.
I'm just like, dude. I'm sorry. You are no longer even anywhere close to being credible of anything else. It's just
we're a journalist.
Oh, he's not even a journalist.
Wrote books off of the back of the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl title, and then made up stuff and threw. You were an insider, and you twisted information. And threw people under the bus, including...
He still swears that Jerry Jones basically went to him on whether or not to trade Herschel Walker.
Yeah, give me a break.
Okay, this is the same guy that was trying to say there's rumors out there about Troy Aikman being gay. You were the one putting these rumors out there to try and get a story.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. So, nobody likes the guy. I don't know how he still has a job. At least Stephen A. Smith, we could all see that it's all a game. He's just trolling everybody. Is it annoying? Yeah. But I think if Dallas were to win a Super Bowl, he would flip the other way and probably be a big Cowboys fan for a little bit anyway. And then, it's almost like a WWE style. He'll be the heel for a little bit. But not Skip Bayless, man. My
Skip
Cowboys.
Bayless is the word.
No, they're not your Cowboys, bro. They're not your Cowboys. My Cowboys.
Yeah, he is about as it makes me sick. It used to kill me when people say, "Oh, well, you're number one fan." The Cowboys number. No, he ain't number one fan.
That's what I mean.
No.
If you're a fan, you wouldn't be like the way you were, throwing him under the bus at every other moment. I think I was bad tonight when I said, we won, but I have to call out what I'm hearing and seeing. At the end of the day, we won. That's good. But he just bashes them or he'll bash back.
They're nasty now. He has a Tom Brady poster on the ceiling above his bed.
They're nasty.
He gives it a kiss before he goes to bed.
Oh, boy.
Is that how Skip practiced kissing?
You are right about Skip Bayless. Skip would take credit for the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. Oh my God! Could you imagine the Cowboys win the Super Bowl? How he'll be up in there? I'm sorry. No. You're not. You're not invited to the party.
Setup. You think it was a setup? I'm looking at Shannon. It don't look like it.
I'm going to tell you that you've seen them because usually when they're having their fights, you'll see Shannon. He'll have that little. No. Okay. Listen, I know when a black man is about to go off and wants to beat your ass. Okay? When he took those glasses off and then Skip Bayless says, "Put those glasses back on." It was just like, I'm sorry, that's like a finger in the black man's chest.
Yeah.
That's I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shannon's ripped.
And he would have been in every right to go ahead and
Skip is ripped too.
And rip his ass.
It's a different type of rip.
Yeah, he's ripped.
He's like wiry
what a catch.
thing that just doesn't have anything.
Will Shannon stay on Undisputed? See, the thing is that when Shannon started that show, it was, Skip Bayless was the draw and everything else. But I think Skip Bayless' star has kind of gone downhill.
Yeah.
That he is not.
Well, how come? Who would be a good sidekick other than that? A jackwagon.
I don't know, but he's
It's
just
time
he's
for
just
him
getting
to
old.
go.
It's just too old. You know, he's the old guy at the club trying to hit him. How you doing there, girl? Hey, you want some of this, baby? Hey. It's like, no, I don't. Okay. It's time to get his ass out the club and move on to somebody new.
I don't know if I ever
Oh, wow. What a turnover. Turnovers are game changers.
Oh, man, I almost saw a pick here. So now you're going to tell me you're going to turn it over?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just saw a great play by the tight end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just
That
saw
was.
that play, and now he's about
It's
to turn it
almost
over.
yeah. He's staring down his receiver. So
Yeah, you can see that. That's why oh my God, there's a fumble. I see it.
oh, nothing.
I don't think they didn't turn it over, did they? No, the 65 doesn't have it. Hey, nope.
It is. That's
they
the
do got it.
quarterback's fault.
Yep.
Yep.
You have to put it in the. You got to put it
Red
in.
dot.
I think did they get it? I think they got it back.
They got it back.
But geez.
Mac Jones.
He looks like a baby. God, he looks so young. Or maybe I'm just so old.
Skip Bayless. He just looked. I mean,
Well, Acho is actually changed. He's evolving because he was kind of the Skip
negative
Bayless
Dallas.
role
Yeah.
when they had Marcellus Wiley. He was the anti-cowboy, so on. But they've kind of changed his role a
Well,
little
because
bit.
Shady McCoy's in the room now.
Oh, jeez. He's just like the village idiot. I'm sorry. Shady McCoy just looks like he's doing the song and dance for the Eagles, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just the village idiot.
Yeah. Does anybody? I mean,
It looks like he
Getting
got
back to
caught
Skip.
cheating. And he's like, they came out of
Chuck,
nowhere. Like,
Shannon, and Dez.
There you go.
go.
Well, I tell you what.
There you go. That might not be bad because Dez would represent the Cowboys side.
You look at what Michael Irvin has done with Shannon Sharp. Excuse me, with Skip. God,
Yeah.
Stephen A.
Stephen A.
You know,
You made him more, yeah. Yeah.
I'm still not watching that often, but you get the highlights of it and things, and Michael Irvin going off. But yeah,
I'll watch it when you show it. That's about it. I try and stay away from it unless Dallas will go on to win a Super Bowl. Then I'll watch it all for a short period of time. Because what are they going to say? Sorry, I'm just over it.
all right. So we've given Skip Bayless more time than he deserves.
Well, it was a big topic, so it is.
All right. So the last couple of weeks, Brian, you've been Mr. Negativity here on the Cowboys. Are you thinking that this is going to be a disappointing postseason?
Listen, man, we still got the stew, man. You got to remember that. I'm just disappointed because, look at the Eagles are rolling, and we seem to be going backwards. And it's not our fault with the injuries, but it's just, we'll see how it all shakes out. But it's trending not great. So that's just my personal view. I'm going to root for him. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I've been wrong. I was wrong with my prediction, so I said we were going to win 40-13.
Hutton, Shannon and Romo.
You know what? That wouldn't be bad. It's a different networks. That's the problem. But yeah.
Who I used to actually like, and they got rid of him on Speak, was actually Marcellus Wiley.
Oh, he's gone?
Yeah, because now it's got Joy Taylor is on with Speak, and they got David Houseman. See, they've got a 4-person set now. They're like I was saying, they're kind of taking it to a different level. You've got Acho, who is kind of like the lead guy and kind of the setting everything up and so on about how the game was and things. You got Joy Taylor being the voice of reason, and then you got David Houseman, who is the Cowboy fan, but he's kind of he's not like crazy. He's like the Cowboy fan. I was disappointed by this weekend. And he'll say, as a Cowboy fan watching that game, I was disappointed that we played like that. I'm glad we won, but he sounds like you, Brian. The way you were talking about the Cowboys and looking down the road, that's how David Houseman is it. Then you get Shady McCoy, who is, I said it, MVP. And everything that the Eagles do, whether it's winning by 1 point or blowing somebody out, is the greatest game that was ever played. And, it's all hype for the Cowboys to be killed on Christmas Eve. So it's even kind of the model that's kind of expanding even more. So it used to be kind of where the eye candy was just the moderator between the two guys talking. Right. And now it's really Joy Taylor is the one that's really the focal point on it more than anything else. But that's my kind of take on it. And it's actually not that bad with the exception of Shady, who is he's like Philadelphia. That's what he's like. He's like Philadelphia, that it's just like you're just spamming me with all of these damn emojis. Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. That was one of those ones that was crazy that I was just like, they always find a way, Kansas City, to win in the fourth quarter.
I'll be fine. If we win this week and we beat the Eagles, then I'm back. But, I'm just at a holding pattern now. I'm seeing the Eagles play real well, and I'm seeing Dallas limp around now, and we'll see.
A lot can change in 4 weeks in the NFL.
I know.
4 weeks is a lifetime in the NFL.
It's just, you know what it is? I feel like I've seen this movie before. It's like,
do you realize where the Rams were this time last year? They were kind of in a funk. Here it was.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's throwing pick sixes like turnovers, man. I mean, apple turnovers. He was throwing them all over the place. And came playoff time, boom, they just got hot and started rolling.
Yeah, that's what I had just said a couple of weeks ago. It really comes down to how you're playing when you go into the playoffs and how healthy are you. So hopefully we can get the offensive line straightened out.
Shout out to Randy. He said that Shady McCoy wants Cooper Rush over Dak Prescott. Well, that's Skip Bayless too. That's Skip Bayless. He still swears that Cooper Rush, is the better quarterback over Drain Dakota Prescott, as he says.
You just tell these people don't have an eye for the game. Like,
somebody
you look at a stat box. They look at a stat box and they know the whole game what happened. So
we could look at people and their agenda. You can tell when somebody has an agenda and it's a slant.
Okay, as
realistic.
bad. Hold on, as bad as we played yesterday.
Oh no, I'm not talking about like that.
Did we ever score 27 points with Cooper Rush during that stint?
Yeah.
Did we score?
My feeling on Cooper Rush.
Honestly, did we ever score 27 points with Cooper Rush running the offense?
I don't think so, but
and that's even at full power,
Yeah.
Right. And do we think Cooper Rush could have led that 98-yard drive?
No, I think the most he scored was 23.
Right. So the worst game we had, we still scored 20. Okay. I'm just checking. All right.
It's just the inconsistency for me, I think, and it just shows with Kellen Moore. I think in this game, Kellen Moore was the most inconsistent person. Whether it was the runs, not staying with runs, not balancing. The first drive was a balanced drive. You saw how easily they moved. I obviously believe in momentum, and then when you got Turpin, all of a sudden, turning it over. We said, the way that the Texans stay in that game is if you just start turning the ball over, and not only turning the ball over, but you're giving them amazing field position.
Yeah.
And so of course, your talent has to overcome that. And you see that happening, but it was just a terrible.
Damn, Tyler Huntley is in concussion protocol.
He scored 25 against Washington. That was the best.
Okay. All right. Let me do a drawing here real quick.
You got another one to put in the hopper.
Oh damn. Okay.
Right.
Cowboys just won their fourth game in a row, but you wouldn't know it by the way the Cowboys fans talk about the game against the Texans. Yeah, I'm one of them, casting Cowboys. Just not
you're like the angry cat right now.
I'll be back, man. I'll be back.
I'm happy. But when you come down to it, it's just if they don't win it, they're definitely out of any kind of talk. but they keep themselves as relevant. Really, that's what Jerry and them are very good at doing.
Yeah.
I tell you what, guys, it's the first time we've had double-digit wins since 95, 96. We've seen a lot of victories. All right.
What 2 times in a row you talking about?
2 seasons in a row, back to back.
Yeah, I mean,
last time we've had double-digit
What did we do
wins.
in
You don't just
95?
get
We
rid
went
of
to
a
the Super
coach.
Bowl and lost, right? Or no, we won in
We won
95.
it. In 96, we didn't make it.
That was
All right.
that was the Barry Switzer year. We won in 95.
Yeah. And then his last year.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Damien, I can't. Sorry, Damien, I can't give you another one. Okay. I'm going to put somebody else because you just got that big ass butcher block. Because you weren't
Michael
supposed to get
Schwartz,
the big
look at
ass one, but I ended up getting that.
Good, Michael.
But Michael's what? Do we get another one? I got to add
Michael
another.
wants you to take it off. Whoop whoop! Take it off, Mark. No.
Oh shit!
He
You
says,
don't want to
"Hi
see it.
there. I cannot watch Dallas play.
You cannot watch
He
South.
give you a nice little 50 burger.
Damn! Shout out to damn! I got you in here too. Let me redraw this. Okay. Let's see.
He still has you in his hand. He's just gonna pull it back out, man. Don't worry.
Okay.
Michael Schwartz.
Yeah. Whoa.
Tell him what he's won. Whatever you want.
Jalen's Bateman.
Yeah. Say that 5 times fast.
It's like my eyes are doing something
Hey,
funny.
Rhonda,
Jalonzo
please.
Bateman. Okay. You
Hey,
did a
Bacon.
super chat either Saturday, yesterday, or today.
He's bait.
You are a winner for that. So email me cowboysmark94 at gmail. And we'll get you a plaque.
Ronna's like, la 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 la, we'll beat the Eagles.
We better beat the Eagles. I tell you what's been selling
I'll
like
feel a lot better if
hotcakes.
we do.
I tell you what's been selling like hotcakes. We've had quite a few T-shirts. All I want for Christmas is to beat the crap out of the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think Paula Bettis just got 2 of them.
Tracy to work.
Tracy's been making, she's she actually was nice because she did a shirt for all the guys that came by for the game last night, and she's working on one for Rashid that says, "Why did we draft a wide receiver?"
You guys are gonna soon have a souvenir shop in your house.
Oh,
and shit.
boy.
Like, well, when you visit, you can get to the souvenir shop. And
Yeah, Mark,
get
we
your
do
Mark
seem to
Holmes
play
clothes.
to the Mark Hutchins says, I think the Cowboys play to the opponent's
They do.
skill level.
They truly
chat.
do.
Super chat. Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that.
Wow, actually, you know what I need to get her to do for the tailgate? I partied with Joe Boo. Or something like that. You know what I mean? A special one for the people that go to the tailgate.
I think I am about to
I
jump
got
off
look.
here.
I got drunk with Joe Boo. Or I partied with Joe Boo, or I kicked the commander's ass with Joe Boo. I don't know, something like that. I'll get her. I'll say, honey, I need a special shirt for that one, and let her creative juices flow. Because I'll go ahead and say, hey, how about this? And it's like, okay, she'll go through and bam, bam, boom, and then it's done. We will beat the Eagles. Damn, Michael Schwartz. Holy moly.
That should be the Jags first.
Daggone, Michael Schwartz. You coming to the tailgate there, buddy? You just about bought a ticket
right now, so you can buy his ticket. Like,
oh boy, I watched him in 4 years. It's hard on my health.
We're not entertained.
Michael says I haven't watched him in 4 years. I tell you what, yesterday was hard.
oh man, I don't. Yeah, I've had some ones where I'm like, they're much
listen,
roller coaster.
geez.
It
I'm
was
getting
worse
yelling.
watching you, Mark, than actually watching the game because I didn't know what was going to happen. And it seemed like everything was bad.
It was.
Everything. I was
It
waiting for you to
was.
say touchdown and people scream. And then when we stopped them, I'm like, damn, the pillow actually worked.
I was once when we stopped him, I was just kind of like, I just kind of sat there. It's like, okay,
But now you got
and I was just
19
like,
first.
okay. But it's like we haven't done jack moving the ball lately, and we've had all these drops and the penalties. And it's just like it's not going to happen. It's 98 yards. It's 98 yards,
Yeah.
man. It's like although we only need a field goal to tie and go into overtime, so I was like, okay, we can do this. And I think, is that the 14th or the 15th game-winning drive that Dak's done?
still a lot.
So,
That's a lot.
Either way.
But, the hate that we get is, oh, well, if the games weren't close, he wouldn't have to do game-winning drives because he sucks. It's like, okay. It's like, I just can't with you.
See, my game-winning drives is if I drive to like a store too late and they're not closed. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, I won. That's my life.
Well, I guess Brian's would be he drives to Dallas and doesn't hit any codes.
2-minute drill. Got it in there. It's me closing at 10.
Oh, Lordy.
That's the basis of mine.
No, it's all great. But, a victory is a victory, and it counts the same as the Eagles blowing out against the Giants. It does.
It does, unfortunately. Yeah, it does. It does.
Right now,
they had that as well, too. I mean, now,
we have the second best record in the NFC because we own the tiebreaker against Minnesota. So you can say all the bad things you want to. Everybody else is looking up at us and the Eagles.
Yep, true, and that's they needed to win this game in order to do it.
Wow, damn,
Mike.
Damn, Mike. Mike, email me because I'm just gonna send you something, buddy. Daggone. Woo. Is it my birthday or something tonight? Man, I'll go back and watch the highlights. Listen, I tell you what, Michael, make it easy on yourself. Watch the last 4 minutes of the game.
Captain Tommy says you have to watch it all.
Knowing that the Cowboys win the game because you're going to see Dak throw that interception. You're going to be like, oh, God. I'm telling you, George Allen said that when you lose a little piece inside of you dies, I think I lost my appendix yesterday.
Yeah, Taki's like, you can't just watch Star Wars in the 6-1, man. You got to start it from the beginning.
I was just like, God, I can't believe this. And it's like I had the big sub too. It's like, now what am I gonna do?
DC for life.
But that game got scary, but when we won, it was a huge. You're right. It wasn't like yeah, we won. It was like, thank God we won.
The color pinkish is so nice. That's right, Weed.
Oh man. That's a beautiful thing there. Shout out to Michael Schwartz. Michael, email me cowboysmark94@gmail. And I tell you what, send me your favorite picture of clean picture. Okay, all right,
yes,
all right, of something that we can carve for you.
Oh, they're coming in hot. See, this is what we're gonna be enjoying.
Rhonda,
soon.
help me, Rhonda. My second one. Shout out to Rhonda. Cowboys up north. I'm sorry, Cowboys Canada. Cowboys Canada. Do you know Cowboys up north? Because he's in Canada too. Do you have a Cowboys
They're not
club?
Neighbors, man.
Oh, I forgot. Canada is. Yeah, look, the mailman is about ready to deliver some sleep.
He's in my book club.
Oh boy, I could have sworn I saw some tears. Oh my God, I was, either I was really crying or I deserve an Academy Award. I'll let you decide on that one.
Nah, you weren't really crying, but yeah.
It was close.
Quarterback.
There were crocodiles there. I was like, I can't believe it because I literally. This is on Dak.
I know how you feel about Rowdy, so I was surprised you went to Rowdy.
It was only because I gave Rowdy to him to console him. Okay, it was a joke. So he was like, "I'm gonna pay the favor back." He's like, "This is exactly what you deserve, buddy." But Rowdy saved the day.
I think it would be funny, Mark Hutchinson, if the Giants and Commanders tied again.
So would D'Angelo he called it.
What would be the chances of that happening again?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You talking about history.
Who knows?
Knock them both out of the playoff.
They played for the damn tie.
Like Justin Heather said, I was like Michael last night. Now that was the funniest thing there because Michael, he was hot. He was hot. Damn.
He was saying,
"That's my son."
You were like, "Nah, don't say that. That's too much."
No, he was like, "Your mom's she's disappointed in you." I was like, "Yo, chill out a little bit here." Yeah. I was like, "Let's not take it that far now. It's just one game."
I just get quiet anymore when I'm upset. I used to get ridiculous, and I thought about it. I'm like,
I had a roommate back in college. He's a Steeler fan, and when he was loud. Loud.
The ones that kill me are the ones that break the TV. It's like, so you were just getting a new TV, right? Because you're not really breaking a good TV, right?
But still, though, I never understood why people would break their own stuff because they're upset or if you get into a fight. It makes no sense to me.
I think a lot of it is so we can get clicks on social media.
Yeah, probably.
I think, honestly, come on.
I'm just meaning in general, though. I'd never go on to break my own stuff when I'm upset at something.
But here's the thing. You know it's a setup because if somebody were wailing away at a TV, you'd be like, hey, what's going on? Somebody be screaming in the background or trying to stop you or something. But it's always just somebody who's just, I'm just going to run the TV by myself. But somebody is taking the camera and the camera's not moving. They know you're going to do this. It's a stunt, okay? Ha ha, you're not fooling me.
Scripted.
Michael Schwartz, damn, your videos get me through the day. That's why I donate. Shout out to Michael. Oh, you know what? I'm going to keep them coming for you, Michael. Regardless of what people say about me, I'm going to keep them coming just for you because Lord knows you have made my night. You've made it a Merry Christmas already there, buddy. I appreciate you. You have bought about 3 cases of chicken wings for the tailgate. That's about 120 pounds of chicken wings.
I think I am going to jump off, guys.
Okay.
And
I won't be far behind you.
Well, I appreciate you, Primetime Phil.
No, man, I appreciate you, man.
I love your insight and everything else. Your show is great. I forgot about it tonight because, like you, Brian, I'm working like crazy in the workshop to bring you stuff to have to deliver. So, there is another side to that part where you have to do and deliver. There's somebody out there making and packing that shit for you to deliver. So, on the other side of that, so I'm right there in war with you there, buddy.
I've had some heavy packages lately, too.
Well,
it says team lift on the box. I'm like, where's my team?
Oh, man. Well, be glad you're not getting some of the butcher blocks we've been sending out because those suckers are heavy, too.
Yeah, I have one of them.
I was like, Jesus, take the wheel.
But thank you so much, Primetime, for being here and being part of the show because the two of you make Monday night and Thursday night football bearable. Some of these games are just ass.
The guys. I even appreciate the haters, man. You guys are talking crap. I love it. That's what this is all about. When it comes down to it, at least we're relevant. We're, again, NFC East is no longer the NFC least. We can hang our heads high and say that we are each other's competition. That's why we talk so much crap to each other, because we know that the path to the Super Bowl does lie between the two teams. Where there's a good chance we may play each other for a third year.
Third time, you mean?
A third time. Sorry, and even the New York Giants and the Commanders, or at least they're in the running. We're no longer like the NFC South right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a run.
So again, I appreciate you guys as well too, man.
Cool beans, man. All right, we'll see you soon, man.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. All
right. Shout out to Primetime Phil. Definitely check out his channel, Primetime and Game Time both, and subscribe to their channels. They're putting in some great work, and the stuff that I love about Primetime is the graphics he does. I wish I knew how to do that kind of stuff, man. It's just like
he's quick at it, too.
Yeah, he just boom. But I guess that's part of his job too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what he does for a living. So
it's hard to kind of make like wood graphics and put up on the screen. Wasn't that a run?
That was a nice run.
Jeez. It's actually turned it. If you'd said Kyler Murray was going to go out in the game, you'd say, "Oh, it's going to be a terrible game," but it's actually been a pretty good game.
Yeah, well, Kyler hasn't been playing good. He's not been playing well. And again, we talk about the running quarterback. You see what happens, people. So,
Yeah, I just don't think running quarterback is not sustainable.
You may get hot and ride it for a period of time, but you're going to have... Now, I will say, I'm not trying to pump up Jalen Hurts, but he's number one in the league for throwing in the pocket. So, you don't even have to run at this point. But I think what makes him so good is the threat of the run.
So, and he's been unstoppable. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the Eagles, but I'm not here to kiss their ass either.
I'm not trying to. Really not. Just calling it normal.
And they've been going out and plugging holes. When they got a problem, pick up the phone. We're going to bring somebody in here.
We're trying to sustain a winning culture.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Rams go out.
Peace out. I
they
love
win a
Reed. I
Super
appreciate
Bowl,
you
and
being
now
here,
they're
buddy.
crap this year.
Yeah.
Okay, the Rams are going to get a good draft pick, and then they'll probably reload and be good the following year.
No, their draft pick goes to the Lions
Okay.
for Jared Goff.
Oh, yeah, you mean.
Shit, I don't think they have one the next year either.
But I mean, I ask you, would you want a Super Bowl for like 3 down years? Yeah, I think you would take it.
At this point, yes.
I mean, it's not that I want down years because I don't, but I'm just there's something to be said. I know that feeling after you win it, knowing you're gonna have a bad year. It stinks, but it also stinks going 26 years without a trophy. It's hard. I'd rather go all
I tell
in.
you what,
Man.
if the Cowboys were to win one this year, if that's a big if, as you look at the team and how it's constructed, with the youth on the side, you'd have to think maybe they'll come back down to earth more next year, but it wouldn't be falling off the cliff.
Right.
You ended up seeing them, the Rams lose Odell, lose Von Miller, and so on, and have a roster that's getting older out there as well. And Matthew Stafford, and let's be clear, your quarterback has just been terrible. And you haven't had all the pieces around him that would make him good again. He had the elbow issue, tendonitis in that all off season. And with that, he add to that concussions and
now
his
his
shoulders.
spinal injury.
Yeah, so
he's done.
He's
done.
His career may be over with, and he's getting the same as Dak Prescott is right now. But he got a ring, and you have to think of all the years of playing in Detroit, the pounding that he took. So, you look at how much money they paid him. Was that worthwhile to get the Super Bowl?
That's the question. Is it? I asked the people in the chat. Is it?
Once you got that ring, you can't ever take. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah. It would be nice. I mean, I like how Dallas is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be great to win it, doing it this way because you could sustain it. They're a young team, but we shall see. Hopefully, they can get hot.
Yeah, but to me, it's still. If you're just going to go out and say, I'm going to get all the all-star players and you're buying the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Are you really winning it?
It's not the same. I understand.
I'm with y'all, Michael. I've been a fan for 55 years now. I feel like my dog died when he threw that last pick. No, look, I literally turned because Rashid was over there crying for most of the game. I literally turned and said, I feel like that guy when he threw that pick. I was so
bad
disgusted.
for Rashid, man, because he was rough when I was down at your house. I mean,
Well,
he was rooting against Dallas hard. I'm like, you already got your win. What do you care?
Well, this
He
year,
didn't care.
in past years, I know that that things are looking bad now, but at least they got a few wins. Last year was so bad. I mean, it was just like he just stopped coming over. He just checked out. This is a guy I just can't watch anymore.
Nick Badry, Dallas will blow out the Jags. I hope so. That would make me feel a lot.
Randy says yes, it's worth it.
It's worth it, Randy.
You kind of look at Tampa Bay in the same breath too, because
that's where I'm at. That's why I'm just frustrated. I don't know what they could have done, but I'm just saying I wish they would go all in one year and get me. Not me. I've had plenty, but my son's never had one. Our fans have to deal with other fan bases saying it's been 26 years.
Could you imagine if we had just kept Amari Cooper?
Yeah, I know.
If we had just restructured his contract, I mean, we already are paying him $6 million in dead money.
To the detriment of the team, we got a 5th round pick, which wasn't good enough because we were in a bad bargaining position
for Amari Cooper.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. 13-13. It's a good game. I want to see this.
Don't fall in that trap again. We've already went through that with Houston.
He's done.
But you're just seeing that his injury?
Yeah. I didn't see it at first. I just heard non-contact. He's done.
Yeah, and so now you're going to have your quarterback missing the offseason probably.
And he's a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like that's what he does. So
that's what killed RG3's career because he couldn't move around and they tried to be a pocket passer. He just wasn't. Service Dago joke guys. Damn, that dude's doing fat super chats. I need some super chats about now. Yes, right. Michael Schwartz. Shout out. I mean, it's just like purple and orange on top, and it's all Michael Schwartz. Shout out to him. And I have to agree with you, Service Dingo. Dak and Amari were good together. And if you had him right now, God, you think, well, it's too late. Can't trade for him now. Trade deadline's gone. You think we could give him a 4th-round pick for Amari?
Yeah, right.
Oh, boy. Cowboys do play tougher on the road, which is crazy, too. That's a true story. It's a true statement. We actually run the ball better on the road.
Yeah. They play with a more toughness. Every down seems to mean something.
Ooh, damn. I'm not going to say anything on it, but that was just...
that's fine.
When you see it, I want to get your reaction on this. Because, see, that's the ones that kind of kill us. Randy, I finished my Cowboys tattoo Friday. We'll show pictures this weekend. Randy, wow. I ended up, unless you text me, what colors to paint your wife's
he texted the group chat.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. Michael Schwartz, I sent you an email.
You sent me an email? Cool. All right. Did you put your address on it, too? It's like I should have told you that.
Send him another one, Michael. I'm sure he did.
Yeah. Well, I can always email him back. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. That means a hell of a lot here. Third. Did you see the play? The tip pass? I will say, you know what? I actually said yesterday, it was one of those games that we had all 3 phases were bad, except for the last 3 minutes of the game. But Van Der Esch actually had a really good game yesterday. Did you notice that? I guess he didn't notice it. It's like
no, I'm
cricket.
sorry. What happened? I was talking to my son.
Yesterday you looked and we said, we had problems in all 3 phases of the game. But did you notice that Leighton Van Der Esch actually had a really good game yesterday?
He had a great game.
And it was like, wait a minute, Leighton Van Der Esch is making plays. He was not getting carried 3 and 4 yards down the field like Jalen Smith.
Yeah, he had a great game. He's had a big year.
Elton,
I don't know his contract situation, but I think we need to bring him back.
Elston, I think Micah is nicked up. The last couple of weeks, Micah has just not had that same motor.
I saw the one play where he couldn't catch up to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
I think he's definitely nicked up. Lola on Undisputed, I was like the one before and better. She got promoted. Girl, I thought she was going to slap the taste out of the mouth. Just kidding. Wow. Okay. I don't know who you were talking about slapping the taste out of the mouth, but I know that Shannon Sharp was ready to knock the teeth out of Skip Bayless's mouth. But yeah, you had to say that Leighton Van Der Esch, that was actually one of the better games that he played. Too bad we didn't have everybody else playing as well around him on that game. It just was, it just felt like they didn't have any fire. It was just like they just kind of showed up. You forgot about Bounty Gate. Boy, that seems like so long ago. Yeah, he was ready to lay hands on him. Caramel corn, yeah. If you get a chance, I tell you what.
I wish he would have. That would have been even bigger.
It's about 11 minutes long, the whole segment, though.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Skip Bayless just gets so worked up about, you can't say anything about Tom Brady. He's the greatest player ever. It's like, yeah, well, so was Joe Montana, but he's not still playing now. You some point, you
I'm
stop.
sorry. Tom Brady I don't care if he wins another one. It will mean nothing to me. He picked as far as I'm concerned, he picked football over his family. At this point, I mean, are you that hard up for yet another championship? I mean, what's one more? I don't know, man. I just
Okay, so shout out to Gina Thorne. She actually sent a Twitter message about an hour ago. T.Y. Hilton will earn $600K in salary these final 4 weeks of the regular season, plus $50,000 for each regular season game he's active on the 48-man roster. So
really?
he can collect up to $700,000 in playoff incentives, and up to $101.5 million total. Person's familiar with terms. So if we probably go to the Super Bowl and you're playing in all the games, you can make $1.5 million. Okay. But it looks like he'll make at least $600,000 for 4 weeks. I'd like. Can a brother get a? Can I just get a game? Just one game? just sign me for what? I'll take $150,000 for a game.
Really?
So he'll get $150,000 for a game per game for each of the 4 weeks. And if he is active, he'll get an additional $50,000. So for whatever games he plays in, he'll get $200,000.
Probably just getting that much, aren't you?
It's still chump change.
It's chump change.
Look at it this way. Cowboys probably saying, I got me a receiver for the last 4 games in the playoff, and I didn't have to pay him for all the other games. So I got me a bargain. I didn't have to pay for 13 games. You know how that works.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, we got rid of Amari Cooper, man, and, we were paying him $20 million, and we're going to probably win as many games, if not more, than last year without him. So, I did some good job here right now. Shit. Tell me I don't know how to run a football team.
Michael Dan is in the house. TB12 doesn't have anything else to fall back on besides football. He had Giselle, Mike. I don't know.
He's got plenty of money to fall back on,
Yeah, he ain't gonna have problem getting women. Just
I say, with the facelifts that he's had and everything else, I don't think he's gonna be lonely.
All his Giselle all she wanted was Tommy to be home more. And, it's not like he doesn't have that deal on the table already. When he retires, he's gonna make buku bucks. So it's not about the money.
Somebody had said was kind of interesting is that maybe the marriage had already been on the rocks, and the reason why Tom Brady came back was so that way the divorce could be before he gets the big contract for being in the booth.
That's possible.
Because he's going to be making a whole lot of money when he does do that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, but then again, as much money as they have between the two of them, it's not like at some point, how much? What are you going to do? I mean, it's like Elon Musk. Okay, so you got however many billions. Are you really going to be able to spend? I guess if you keep buying Twitters, you will.
Yeah.
But it's like, how much do you need?
Listen, the rich. You can never say that to the rich because they just want more and more. It's never enough. Generational wealth. That's what they want.
I guess that'll never be me.
I don't like Brady. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Yeah. The Flakegate.
Cameron Corn, Giselle wasn't cheating. Get it right. Woo!
She was?
No, he said she wasn't cheating. Yeah. Giselle is way better than any woman he's going to get right now. Also, whoever he's with next will want more children. Maybe.
He's just a weird dude. I'm sorry. He's a weird dude.
It's amazing, though, to think.
He still cries when he thinks about his draft. You think he would laugh at this point.
The way he looked at the draft at the combine, man, he looked so far from being a football player.
But, he still gets worked up over it. And that's what makes him great. Okay. You've won so much. People know how good you are. Get over it.
So cool, Jeff. She moved in the neighborhood. The pilot car experience. What is a pilot car experience?
I have no idea.
Mean, I know what a pilot car is. You're the car that has like the pole up there to make sure.
Yeah.
So what is the experience there? Please explain that one. I'd like to know it. He and
Giselle was
Elon
trying
must
to
be
get more
roommates.
sexy time, and
Ooh.
Tom wasn't biting. Yeah, Tom's a fool.
Rhonda says he looks too skinny. She said she likes some meat for her biscuits.
A hamburger. Yeah.
Do I hear somebody here in my house? Hang on. Hello? Is there somebody in the house? Okay. There's somebody creeping in my house right now that I don't recognize the voice of.
It's Randy Stites. He's there
Okay.
again.
Do I need to get Roscoe? My pistol? Okay. I have no idea who it is.
Is there anybody home?
Why does it sound like Jet D?
Oh, it's
That's
Jet.
not Jet, is it?
It's Native Meats.
That voice sounds familiar. What the fuck? I was like, that sounds like Jet.
It's Jet.
What is all his haircut? What are you doing here?
Woo. Hey, I'm going to get the Italian ladies.
Okay, look, oh my God, hold up. I was
just
like,
kidding.
I hear a voice upstairs. We're sitting there talking about Giselle and Tom Brady and everything. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And here I'm like, I know that voice. Woo! It is, look, and you know what? This is the perfect time because I need to talk to you about the tailgate.
Yes.
Because I just put the email out for it because,
Comes
see,
down to Mike.
look, if you actually go to... Guys, if you go to the community tab, you'll see a post in there about the tailgate. And you'll see in there a few pictures of people and things like that, and me and my ugly mug. But there's one picture in there that sums up the tailgate, and that's Jet D, Mr. Brisket himself, where he's got some brisket up in there. And I'm telling you, he's slicing that shit up, and it is going to be going on. What are you doing here, man? Where are you? You must be headed someplace.
So I was flying to Italy, and my flight got delayed.
Okay.
So you were online, so I called Miss Tracy and said, "Can I crash on the couch?"
Oh, ain't no problem. Shit. When are you telling somebody you're going to Italy?
Well, you know, you were actually told, but
He shows up. I'm going to Italy, but my flight's delayed. So look, I couldn't get you for Monday Night Football, and I was in his neighborhood. I don't understand. This is some crazy shit. Oh, shit. We got my man Brian. Brian is up in here.
What's up, Brian?
Okay.
What's up, Jet?
Have a seat on the couch over here.
Have a seat.
Grab it. Hey, look, there's adult beverages in the fridge over there. Oh, my God.
Nice.
You know, I never know what's going to happen around here. This is some crazy shit here. So, for those of you who don't know,
Native Meats itself.
Where do you want me, brother?
right over here. Let me turn on the other microphone. No. I just gonna turn the mic on so people can hear you. It's actually a decent game. Kyler Murray got jacked up in it.
Really?
I like to think of myself as the most interesting man in the world. But he is actually the most interesting man in the world. Because, look, he's going to Italy. And see, he just literally made my life hell. Because that's one of the places that my wife wants to go. Thanks a lot, Jet.
Yeah.
Thanks a whole hell of a lot there, buddy. It's like, Jet's going to Italy.
I can't help my little brother brought me a ticket.
It's like, well, Jet's single.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely want to do some traveling in a few years.
But Jet is actually was a bull rider. And that's no bull.
Yep, professional bull rider.
And that's what's kind of cool about a lot of the fans and stuff that are here, because he was a bull rider. Michael, who was here yesterday, they run dragsters.
From California.
Yeah, from California. So it's like, damn.
That was awesome.
It's like, I used to think I was kind of cool. I just work on old houses and shit and, make wood. It's just, I'm nothing. So what time is the flight then tomorrow?
So it's a long story, but my flight tomorrow is at like 5 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I
damn.
did not feel like driving back home after I've been at the airport.
Is it at National?
Yeah, Dulles.
Oh, at Dulles. Okay. Okay, cool. How long are you going to be gone to Italy?
Come back on the 20th.
You going with your brother going too?
My brother's, my little brother's over there. He's paying for me to fly in, so it was like one of those things.
Oh, nice.
You can't turn that down.
That
It's
sounds
like,
great.
okay. I hope I'm not putting all your business out of there or anything.
That sounds great, though.
That is incredible. Okay.
It's awesome. When he volunteered that, I was like, man, yeah, with where I was at, with my job transitions and all that, it worked out perfect.
Well, hopefully you'll be back in time for some brisket for the tailgate.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. It's the 8th of January.
Right. And I'm probably not going to be here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because I'm going to Oklahoma for New Year's.
That hurts as bad as Dak Prescott's interception yesterday. That Mr. Brisket's not going to be here. Well, I'll understand if you have to be in Oklahoma. What's up, Dave? How are you doing? Chuck, listen, Mark, I want to go. Chuck, you're more than welcome to go.
It's such a good thing. I've actually got multiple people I've been already telling about in my local area that want to come.
Well, I've posted it.
Code.
Okay. Oh, you saw the link? Okay.
You posted the code. It's real simple.
And the tickets are actually...
Yep.
Or actually, okay, I've got the trolls in there that are saying that I'm ripping people off and stuff, and you can get those tickets, for $67. No, actually, you can't. If you go to StubHub and all those, section 325, I'm looking at it right here, $236, and then they're putting $50 each on it. So, yeah, that's actually a good price. But again, you can get your own tickets and just come to the tailgate. Either way, I'm not buying the tickets like I did last year where I had to deal with it. You're getting them directly from them. We've got a discount and no fees put on it. So that's how it'll work out. Who's the dog? That is Aisha's dog right there, Chai.
Yeah. Chai's back.
Yeah, well, of course, because there's somebody new here. He was like, I can get some love. So, yes, Chai, of course, always looks for somebody for attention.
Yeah, it took her a minute. She tried to eat me up.
No, she does that. It's like, it's a new person. Excited.
I'm trying to get in here so I can respond to some of these reactions here.
What was your reaction? If you want to actually, headphones. Let's see, actually, here, Brian. There we go. What was your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Oh man, I was looking for blood pressure meds.
That killed me. Brian has turned into negative Nancy here. He's kind of worried about the team.
Well, I'm not going to cheerlead. They're not playing great. We, against the last couple games has been kind of rough.
Yeah, but they've been playing not great and winning. I've seen them play great and lose.
Yeah, I know. It's a good thing. I'm just saying, it's not giving me that warm and fuzzy feeling yet.
Well, again, we've got 4 more weeks before the playoff starts, and I still feel like this is a different year than what we've had in the past. And I will say, as bad as yesterday was, I think we're still in a better position than we were this time last year.
Yeah.
Where do we sit now in the NFC? Willie, we actually have, if you go by the tiebreakers, the second best record in the NFC because the Minnesota Vikings, we own the tiebreaker against them, but it doesn't mean anything unless we win the division. The reality is unless we beat Philadelphia and they lose another game, we're locked in at the 5th seed. We're pretty much on a collision course with Tampa Bay.
Right.
And there's not much that's going to really change. And that's where Brian is basically saying, if you end up losing to the Eagles, the other 2 games don't really mean anything. So do you go all out on those games knowing that you're still going to be locked in the 5th seed? Because right now you've got Washington and the Giants. You own the tiebreakers with those 2, and more than likely they're not going to be able to catch you. So what are you playing for?
That's all I was saying was if, hopefully we can beat Jacksonville. If we beat Philly, then like Mark was saying, then that's all that really matters because it makes Philly have to play those final 2 games as well as us. That's what I was talking about. If we lose to Philly, it's a wrap. We got nothing to play for the last 2 games.
Basically,
I'm not trying to damper anything. I'm just stating a fact. So that's going to be a tough game. You know, we shall see. You can't play the way you played the last two games and beat Philly at home. It's not going to happen.
Right.
You need to come out and play a whole four quarters.
Mm-hmm. But that's one of those games that I don't think the Cowboys would sleepwalk into it.
I don't think so.
I think
either.
the Cowboys, when it comes to playing the Eagles, they're about as sick and tired of hearing about the Eagles as we are. And I think that would be the game that they get up for. The Texans, it's like they're a flea,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And it was.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I agree, Brian, completely. Like, I was literally sick because I'm like, what the heck?
Jackson Boy says T.Y. Hilton will be Dak's go-to wide receiver. Well, here's the thing about T.Y. Hilton. Definitely has a lot more experience than anybody you have on your roster right now. That is a veteran that has been through some games with some different quarterbacks. As well as C.D. Lamb. This is only his third year. He is still young. Noah Brown had probably his best game in the NFL. And does he have 1,000 yards in his career yet? And even Michael Gallup is only a few years 4 years into the NFL and having missed half of it last year and part of this year. So at least you're bringing in a veteran who may also be a good mentor with these receivers as well. And I dare say that guys like Jason Peters have been helpful in that role as well. I like to move myself. I wish they had done it sooner.
Yeah.
Gotten him here and gotten him under wraps.
Yeah. Well, he won't be active. He's going to learn the playbook. Yeah, maybe by Philly, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It gives them more options, It gives them, they're just getting all their ducks in a row for the playoffs, Hopefully he's an added piece, but if God forbid we have an injury, that's somebody else that is in the fold.
Wow.
Jet D is in the house. Alan Williams, hit me up. Native Meats.
Native Meats is right. Now, I cook some stuff. My man over here, he really cooks some stuff. The turkey legs that you do, man, I've got to try some of those. Michael Schwartz, I was curious, what city are you from? I'm from Northern Virginia. Jet is from, like the international man. He is.
I grew up in East Texas in Tyler, so an hour and a half between Shreveport and Dallas, both ways. But I live in Harrisburg now, so right by JMU. Where Mark went to
JMU
school.
Dukes.
Yeah, let's go Dogs.
What are you guys going to eat Sunday playing Jacksonville? You know what? I got to find out. What is Jacksonville known for? It's got to be seafood, isn't it? Jacksonville.
Got the sub on order, right? So
yeah.
As long as they don't screw that up, you'll figure it out.
I should get you some cougar meat from my brother-in-law.
Cougar meat?
Yeah, my brother-in-law killed a couple Panthers.
Oh, Lordy.
Out in Iowa. Or Idaho, put it that way.
Damn, cougar meat. Is it good?
It's actually good. I would call it a cross between pork and chicken.
Got a cougar in the car.
Oh, yeah. It's actually good. It's yeah.
Garlic crabs aren't the only dish. Okay. Garlic crabs? Seafood boil, shrimp and grits, hoppin' johns, salmon pouties, mini rice dish, she crab soup. How about I just do some she crab soup and then do some other kind of sub?
Are you watching this, Mark?
Yeah, I've seen that interception.
Scoop and score.
Was it?
But was he down?
Was it?
I thought he was.
Good call.
No, incomplete pass.
Yeah. That ball touched the ground before he had control of it.
It touched the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think it did.
Yeah. Close.
It did not touch the ground. He might have been down there.
He didn't have.
No, right there, the tip of it did.
Okay.
If they called that a complete
Mayport shrimp. That's a.
Well, I don't know about that.
I know, but like the the stuff we catch that they say is incomplete.
Cougar glizzies.
So it's a lot of soups. Although this is what is this Carolina Jack?
Jaguars, man.
Well, it just looks like a breezy burger and chili cheese fries. That's just one place. This is going to be interesting to figure out what the heck we're going to do for this one. Stone
Barbecue
crabs and
sub.
key lime. Can we make a key lime pie sub?
They're based out of Florida. Make something Creole, man.
Creole?
Creole, like a
On a sub.
yeah. Well, dang, man, that taco sub looks awesome.
That was good. Dog.
And
That
like I
was
said,
good.
I spent a lot of time in Houston, so it's like when you were talking about, I was like, man, go the Tex-Mex route. I mean, they call it tortas or whatever you want to call them down there, but
If crab meat wasn't so expensive, I would do some kind of a crab cakey sub or a crab meat sub, but that's too much money.
make a fried.
There'd be a lot of crab cakes.
I'm serious, and like it's like $30 for a pint of it. Shit.
You'd be doing some filler in there.
I'd have to go to the bank and get a loan.
The imitation crab. Like,
Although Michael Schwartz, he's been super chatting tonight.
couple more super chats.
Oh shit, Mike, would you like to come over for dinner?
Yeah.
We've had somebody come all the way from California, so as long as you're in the continental United States, you're not going any further than that.
Heatherly's in the house.
Joseph is definitely in the house. Shout out to Joseph. In
Joseph,
fact,
my brother.
Joseph,
I'm so glad I got
Joseph,
to
did
meet
you send me the blankets too to giveaways? Because we can give one of those right now. Because I've got some. Let me grab one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that last game, man. I was asking around if anybody had blood pressure meds, and I don't take them myself. But
Okay. So we have a plush Cowboys blanket. Okay. Had it come yesterday, I would have given it to Rashid.
Yeah.
Put it on Rashid. Oh, Lordy. Rashid looks so pathetic. But I felt as bad as Rashid. So we're going to give away the plush blanket right now. Here. It's almost 9 p.m. This old. Oh, come on, Joseph, now. You're not old. You're young. Oh, you actually are.
There
old.
he goes, Michael D. Swartz.
Michael's back
One day I need to come up there.
Thank you, Michael.
Michael, we appreciate it. And we have Daniel Cromartie is our winner this time. Daniel Cromartie. Michael Schwartz.
Yes, Daniel.
Shout out to Michael Schwartz. Daniel Cromartie. Boom. Blanket. All right. I can't believe you actually made it through this late there, buddy.
Hey, man, yeah, I know. I'm gonna roll soon. I took an energy or a cup of coffee a little while ago, so that's kind of keeping me up. But I'm fading.
You've added something new there under the mail. What is that football that's under the mailbox there?
What's that? Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just move stuff around. I've had it. It's
What is it?
a little wooden guy.
Oh, it actually looks like a girl.
Or
Those
girl.
eyelashes are ladylike, okay?
True. Little girl.
Or, I'm sorry, is it gender neutral?
It's probably gender neutral.
Okay. I'll say too many
It's
Cowboys will slow down Eagles and Hurts.
It's like next
We can
Friday
hope
we're
that.
having our Christmas show. I got my LED Cowboys Santa
shit.
hat.
You're all high-techy and everything, man.
I'll wear my ugly sweater. It'll be fun. Good
Definitely
times.
will be.
Always a good time.
There you go.
Well, so much for Colt McCoy being the hero. Oh, gee. Looks like an alien spaceship there with all the lights on it.
It's gonna give me an epilepsy.
Oh, wow. I think that this one might be over with now.
Turn
Nice
out the
pass.
lights. The party's over.
Wow. That looked like Tom Brady going to Gronk back in the day there.
But it has to be, okay. It has to be New England.
That. Now, looking at that play, how often have you seen a Cowboys receiver open like that?
Wide open?
Everybody's always got somebody. We don't ever have anybody
That's what
open
I'm
like
telling
that.
you. It's not about the players either. These guys didn't all of a sudden. That's a breaking coverage, but that's all of that was 4 verticals. So I don't know. That was on the defense.
Well, very
Seeing
rarely,
a lot of crap.
very
when I'm
rarely
seeing
do you
at a
ever
Dallas
see the Cowboys.
route
Up there's a flag. Anybody the Cowboys that open. We always got somebody
yeah,
on them.
never.
Michael says he's well. If you're in Texas, you're not that far at all.
That's where he's at in Texas. I'm curious because I got family in Houston. I got family in Austin. Yeah, I get down there at least a couple times a year.
I have not been down actually since Stewart. I was working on some things that didn't work out quite as when I wanted them to, and it's just been this year's just been really just hectic, and it's just. I wish there were more hours in the day, and I'm amazed at how fast this football season has literally gone. I can't believe we're down to 4 weeks of regular season right now.
This year is just flying. Totally flying.
It always does.
Well, as you get older, they go by faster.
They do.
Well, that's why I was talking about. We keep worrying about. Well, we want to stay good next year. We want to stay good next year. These years are flying by. We're wasting.
Not true. We got open on F.
On F.
On rare occasions. I don't. Okay.
Open on rare occasions. Yeah, I didn't quite follow either there, Joseph.
Eagles cry, cry, cry. You mean laugh out loud.
Right? Touchdown.
Joseph Hadley agrees with me. He said it does, your football does look like a lady.
Okay, Joseph. Never
We
analyzed
need to
it.
smell
You're
the
right.
Eagles
It is a
bleeding on
lady.
New Year's Eve, Mr. Holmes. Michael Schwartz says he's had a Cowboys blanket for 20 years. Lord knows I've had so much of this stuff for so long. It's probably been longer
I have
than
a
that.
bunch of Cowboys, real big ones.
I've got a couple of them that seem like they're just kind of disappearing into the ether, just slowly disintegrating.
I went to high school in the perfect years because I was in East Texas. Graduated in '94.
Oh shit!
So
God, you were so
glory
young.
years I was in high school. when
Who's young?
And now I'm
Can you not hear?
46.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
pull that mic over there towards. Just it's a swing. There you go.
How old is he?
He's like 46. He's a baby.
Okay, he's a little
Yeah,
younger.
I
He's-
graduated in '94, but yep,
See, I went to high school
I was born in
80 to
76.
84, and being
Okay,
here in
so
Northern
I'm 5 years
Virginia,
older
it
than
was
him.
hell because that's when the Washington Redskins were winning Super Bowls.
Oh yeah.
And there weren't a whole lot of Cowboy fans that were around then, and everybody knew I was a Cowboy fan.
Yeah,
And
you had it rough. See, I was in East Texas.
we had
so I
Richie
was like-
Pettibone, the defensive coordinator's kids. His son was a linebacker. His daughter was a cheerleader. And we had Joe Gibbs's kids with a crosstown rival. So it was like we were all knee deep with, Redskins players because most of them lived in like Oakton and towards Reston and stuff. And it wasn't as many people here back then as there are now. And so it was, and that's when the Redskins, it was literally when the Redskins won, you could feel the whole area's, pulse go up.
Yep.
And when they lose, it would be depressed. That's how big it was around here. It was hard because that was the end of the Cowboys where we slowly did the slow die to Tom Landry getting fired. And, it was the year of, or the decade of the Redskins and the 49ers. and we were just ass.
Oh man, yeah.
And the Eagles still sunk too with us at that point.
Yeah, they did.
Graduated 84. Rhonda, you and I graduated the same year, 1994. I'm sorry, 84. Yeah. But I could buy beer in high school legally.
You're right.
It was still 18 was the drinking age, and I turned 18 in October. So, yeah, it was like that. Then they changed it the next year. But I was grandfathered in, so I was still the party guy in college. Like, oh, you're old enough. Yeah, I am.
Joseph Heatherly. He was flying helicopters while we were buying popsicles.
Damn.
There you go, Joseph.
There you go.
Appreciate that for sure because you made it possible for us to get our popsicles.
Exactly.
When the Cowboys O-line does the laundry salute, oh, yes. Back in the day, though, they did that on every play. And most people don't know this, but we used to actually do that in my high school. But what we would do in that laundry shift is, like, let's say it was a dive going between, in the A-gap. What we would do is when we'd step up, we would do like a little 3 or 4 inch step, out to go ahead and kind of cheat out for the hole so that way you had a little bit more space for the hole and hopefully that the defender would go ahead and move with you.
Right.
And so it was actually a way of shifting and then go down and kind of working the plays too. It wasn't just kind of ceremonial. At least for us it was.
For sure. Did I tell you, Mark, that Patrick Mahomes went to my high school in Texas?
No, you did not.
Yeah, I grew up in White House, Texas, which is just outside of Tyler, and that's where Patrick Mahomes went to high school. Easily enough.
That's cool. I did not know.
Cool.
That's real cool.
There's so many good football players that come out of Texas. They spend so much money on the football programs down there that they have good coaches and big stadiums.
That's like
so
college
many of the
football.
high school
Friday Night
stadiums-
Lights.
Oh, yeah. So many of the high school stadiums down there just are bigger than most of the college stadiums around here, quite honestly. It's crazy.
Chris, you're a baby. You were born the last year the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. Damn. Joseph, I thought you said you were going to bed there, buddy, that you were old. You're still up, too. And like my man Primetime said he was going to bed, too. The mailman. I feel so blessed having all these wonderful people here.
I know. You got such a good group, Mark. You got such a good group. And then you got people that, like, break into your house and say, I'm going to crash on your couch.
No problem. Feel free at any point to do that. Actually, I have good news because tomorrow I'm meeting the engineer over at the Red Brick House.
Winsboro, sweet.
Yeah, so that'll be, hopefully you can say, oh, yeah, this is real easy, and we'll get you on the schedule sooner than later.
Bam, bam, bam.
Hopefully before the ground freezes.
Right.
But that'll be nice to get that squared away.
Heck yeah.
I wish I'd known you were coming because I would have scheduled this stuff down further.
Well, can't plan on canceled airline flights. It's kind of stinks.
Especially international ones.
Oh, my word.
Chai is in love. Yeah, of course. Jet D is the chick magnet. Who's the cowboy? Who's the cowboy cop? That's Jet D, okay, a.k.a. Mr. Brisket.
Yep, right here.
Mike and Linda, what's up? Randy, what's up, Randy? So, Randy, we got to get that sign done for your wife. So, they said that you sent a message on the chat so I can figure out what color to paint it.
So, Mark, I was thinking a little bit about your sub for Sunday.
Jacksonville?
I think you should use a crab dip spread and do fried fish.
Crab Creek, okay. With fried fish.
Something like that, because that would be more affordable.
It's hard to go wrong with fried fish or fried pork. It's hard to go wrong with some.
But I'm just thinking, I know from the time I spent down there, I mean, I would say get alligator, but alligator up here is so expensive. Fried alligator is amazing, actually.
I had it in New Orleans, and it was like,
done.
oh my God, it tastes like chicken. Like fried chicken.
Oh, yeah. You fry the tail up right, it's good. You do it wrong, it's tough as shit. But excuse my language, but that's it.
I've never cooked any myself. I've only had it down, like I said, in New Orleans.
Yeah,
I think this game is pretty much over.
If you could use a crab spread, that would for like a seasoning and then a fish and then, so, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That's a good idea.
But
A crab spread with fried fish.
John McGrew, $10 super chat.
Shout out to John. I got
heck
put in
yeah.
there.
Thank you, sir.
Cowboy Crooker Cop. Okay.
Thank you, John McGrew.
That's why we played poorly because I made the wrong sub? What do you mean I made the wrong sub? I've been Mac Jones.
We won. I don't care.
We won.
Right.
At the end of the day, win's a win.
Rhonda
Monsters I
says she
didn't
loves
like it.
alligator. Tastes like chicken. Family from Louisiana.
It does, doesn't it? See, I grew up an hour and a half from Louisiana, and it's like
I'm sorry. I put up the picture of basically the spot of the game. Sorry. Score is 27-13, New England with 11 minutes and 46 seconds left. And if you're just tuning in and hadn't heard, Kyler Murray was carted off, and it looked bad. It looked really, really bad.
It looks ACL-ish.
Yeah, and looking at his body language and the towel over his head, he knows that his season is done.
oh, snap.
A lot of ACL injuries lately.
Joseph, that's right. It's Texas. We eat meat. Heck.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Mark didn't partake, but Stewart's sister and brother-in-law. Yeah, I think it was the first night we were there. He brought it to the campsite. You had some, right?
What's that?
The barbecue that Stewart's sister brought. You didn't get any of
I
that.
didn't get any of that. No,
Yeah,
you ate
did.
it. You ate it
Yeah,
all.
you did.
No, I didn't.
No. You did. It was at the campsite. Remember? You guys had some, I thought.
Look, that whole trip was a blur, man.
I know.
You know.
You were wide
Oh my
open the whole
God.
time.
You know.
Yeah.
I was bummed I couldn't be there.
I don't even. You know. I remember getting to their house and going through and doing the first walkthrough and stuff on there. I remember the door opening and closing a couple times where Stewart was coming in to check on us. I remember the carpet going down, and I remember just like gutting the bathroom, and I do remember the live stream when we were in there, but most of it just feels like a blur. And even the drive going through there.
'Cause you were
back.
wide
It
open
does.
the whole time.
Yeah, it does seem like a blur, don't it?
Wow. That was so much that we did in such a short time. Oh
But
my God.
you know, yeah, I think I would say one of the highlights was when you got up impromptu and made a speech.
Oh,
that was
that really, I'll be
I would
honest
just
with you,
say
that
those are the best
really
fights,
felt
though.
like a blur.
No, but you did well, which is good. Whatever, you know what I mean. You actually
We
did
literally
well.
got there and they're like, "Oh, we'd like you to say a few words," and I'm like, "What?" I was like, "I
That
have
was good.
no idea what I'm gonna say."
Yep.
Slater has been there for a long time with New England.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you how long it's been because in 2012, when we were doing the Billboard campaign, he was the player that we were on the field with for New England to be on the Billboard. And that was 2012.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Football.
That's
player,
10 years.
That's
And he was mainly, he's been mainly a special team standout. That's really how he's made his career with New England. But that's 10 years ago.
right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's serious. And Alan, I got to say, swordfish is actually really good, but it's the same way. It can be really tough.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's cooked right, because it's a lot meatier. It has like a lot more substance to it, so it'll dry out quick. So it's much more like a steak.
News on Steele is ACL and potential MCL as well.
Yeah,
Tor, he is done
Yep.
for the season. I tell you the best fish that I'd ever had. This was black drum. We were fishing out of Cape Charles growing up.
Michael Swartz.
And,
remember for a month.
I caught two of them, a 68 and
Oh, drum. Yeah.
a 68 and an 82-pound one. I actually got a citation for the 82-pound one. And the scales on the things were about the size of silver dollars. But the meat on it, it tasted like a cross between pork chop and chicken.
Right.
It was real firm.
It's right.
It
That's
was
what
good.
swordfish
Oh,
is like.
man.
It's firm. Like it's got substance to it. It's not like
Yeah. And I'm not a big fish eater. I don't like a whole lot of fish. I do like catfish fried. I do love some fried catfish.
oh yeah, fried
And so when you said,
like-
that's like, maybe I could get some catfish fried
Oh, that
on
would-
there.
yeah, that would work.
With some nice Louisiana hot sauce on top of it with the crab spread. It's like, okay, we can make something up and say it's Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And people from Jacksonville, we don't eat that shit.
Right.
It'll be like Primetime was like a taco sub. He's like, I'm Hispanic. You can't do that. It's illegal.
Well, I think even somebody else commented on it.
And somebody was arguing, you're Italian. I'm like,
technically,
Villanueva. He's Spanish. Trust me.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, like and granted, I grew up in Texas. I mean, technically, the Mexicans would call those, and correct me if I'm wrong in here, but they call them like tortas. Mm-hmm. They make sub sandwiches that are like tacos. Mm-hmm. So they call them like, I think it's tortas or something like that. But yeah, they're so good. I mean, you can't go wrong with good taco meat.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't go
and that's,
wrong.
I mean, every sandwich basically is just some meat. And so it's like whatever you
name it.
How's it different from, okay, like a steak, just cooking the meat a different way.
Right, exactly.
And that's where okay. My dad had a GTO, my mom had a 68 Firebird. I was 2 years old. I drove the same 68 Firebird to high school. Wow, okay. My first car was a 65 Dodge Dart.
Dodge Dart.
With a slant 6 engine in it.
Really?
That thing, I tell you what, it was built like a tank. Okay. If you hit something with
Tijuana, the best place to get crabs.
It would go through a brick wall.
Crabs, Chris.
That was a difference. I mean, the cars, I remember my dad had a 63 Chevrolet pickup. And there was so much space.
3 on the tree.
3 on the tree. There was so much space in there. It felt like you get 2 people on each side of the engine inside of there and just lift the engine out of it.
My first vehicle that I got was a 66 C10 Chevy. Mm-hmm. 3 on the tree, so it would have been exactly like, and I'll tell you, I wore the wheels off of that thing.
I remember my dad was always fighting that damn tree on that truck.
I wish I would have kept that thing.
Oh, man.
Awesome truck.
It used to have, of course, the high beam switch was in the floor.
Right.
That little button on the floor. You'd push on that sucker to get your high beams on. Click it.
Click it.
Your first car was a 63 Nova SS, and you still have, oh, man. Now, that's worth some money right there.
Ooh.
All right, we got 8 minutes left to this ugly
I think I'm going to bow out, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think I'm about ready to hit it, too, because it's actually after 11, and it's like, this thing's kind of taking...
get up early and do the thing.
But remember, take care of your mailman, or you'll get nothing for Christmas.
That's right. Hey, did you
All
see
right,
that?
people.
Nothing.
I'll see you.
All right, see you later, my man.
Bye.
Appreciate you. All right, so there goes the mailman, and I think this game is pretty much a wash. And I'm going to catch up with my buddy Jet here and catch you guys in the morning. I appreciate you, Michael Swartz. Shout out to you, buddy. I'm going to send something special to you for all the super chats. I really and truly appreciate all of the love and everything else. So with that being said, I'm going to finish this off with how bad it was last night.
Can we throw one down, man? Can we throw one ball?
All right. Dak has played like ass today.
What the hell, Dak? Put
Wow.
Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game. Put Cooper in the game. You gonna play like ass, Dak? Put Cooper in the game.
Okay, this is the last time you were
Put Cooper in the game.
Yeah.
What was that?
This last time
What was that? What was that? What was that? I need Cooper.
I'm going to say,
He was throwing directly to the defense.
I feel like that guy.
That was directly to the
I
defense.
feel like
Who was
that
throwing
guy
to?
right now. I have to say it.
Who was that?
Terrible game by Dak Prescott. That was a stupid throw.
I think you need
Stupid throw. What a bad play. Stupid throw. Stupid throw.
Make sure you put Cooper in the game.
No.
Now you about to give him a touchdown. You giving him a touchdown.
Oh my God, it's only 5:30 left.
This game is over.